Go to the street, preparing for duty. Oh, how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody okay? I'm tired as hell. It's been a long day, long week, long weekend. I'm waiting for some people to get in here. And obviously, you see the title. I'm sure there's other people on right now, but I felt it was necessary to do this. I felt necessary. Do we ever really know who our friends are? Everybody on this YouTube thing. Everybody meets, and all of a sudden, everybody's friends. You know? How well do you know anybody? What's up, baby? Gina. How you doing, honey? So you see the thumbnail. Tonight is YouTube friends. Do we really know who they are? I don't think we do. At all. You tired, honey? Yeah, that's what's up. You can't you know, just meet somebody in 6 months, you're back on top. Nah, man, these people on here, they think they have these relationships they just meet, right away. And they think that's what this camera. You can't just meet somebody on YouTube in a couple months and think that, and that's even for me too. A lot of these people they think that this is what it is, man. They really think that the strangers that we meet on here, that we call friends, we don't know who they are. Because if we did, right, and we really were tight like that, there wouldn't be so much drama. There's so much drama today I've seen on this thing. I just don't get it. What is the definition of a YouTube friend? Huh? What is a YouTube friend? A YouTube friend is what? Somebody's got your back? Yeah, you have to. Like, most of the guys on here that I meet, I'm building a lot of relationship with guys. There was a couple suckers out there that I was, meeting and cool with and thought that these dudes were solid. And then you realize, so my advice to everybody is be careful who you call your friend, your YouTube friend, because you don't know who people really are. How could you know somebody, never even met them face to face? But why do you think these people do this on here, this YouTube? Why do you think they seem to talk about friends and seem to talk like they know everybody? Or they know this guy, or they know for sure. Why do you think that is? Because it's easy to just fake the funk. It's easy to just fake it. Think it like this, right? If you say to your friends, or that's my boy, right? Marshall. What's up, buddy? Marshall, we're talking about friends. That's what it is. That's my whole point. That's why I was waiting for more people to get in here. G, you're right. The social media thing is definitely take people off track. Nobody's meeting anymore, engaging. Everything is through even the kids, everything's through a video game or the internet or a web page, or even us as adults, we get caught up in all this YouTube stuff. And, a lot of guys on here, there's so many different genres. And everybody, oh, my boy, my friend. I don't think you could say that if you don't really know these people. I mean, a lot of people can claim that friendship and But, getting to meet people face to face and talk to people, yeah. Yes, they have ruined relationships, you know? I mean, if you have a relationship through the internet, right? People can really fake who they are. You don't know who somebody is. That's why a lot of these guys are having problems. Even me, man, I was tight with a couple guys, and I'm not bashing anybody or dogging anybody. I don't, I just cut ties with certain people just because, you can only, yeah, that's exactly it. You can only bullshit for so long. But most of these people that come on here, they feel like they have it all worked out. Oh, that dude's my boy. I know him. That's my boy. We all do it. But the sad part is some guys are still doing it. You know? Why though? What's the insecurity? What makes people do that? Why are people searching for friendships on YouTube? You know? Why do people think that you could just meet a stranger and all of a sudden that's your boy? Sometimes it can happen. Sometimes it can really work out. I met a lot of guys that I wasn't friends with, and then all of a sudden, boom, you know? And you know, through all this genre, whatever you want to call it, or whatever the freak it is going on, everybody on here, everybody keeps other channels, and people look on YouTube to check something out and look it up. Like the YouTube friend thing, that's why I put it in the thumbnail. You know, where we all grow up, where I grew up in the neighborhood, people, the family, the friends. It takes a village to raise it, It's not like that no more, especially like Gina was saying with the social media. And everybody takes over a different route, whether it's the internet, whether it's the phone, whether it's, social media accounts or whatever you want to call it. I don't have the answer. But I just know that it bothers me. Oh yeah, I'm good, G. Yeah, I was talking to people earlier and over the weekend. Some of these guys really think that the guys they just meet on here, they're best friends. I just met the guy and he's tighter than the guy I know 20 years. I mean, it's just people got to be careful, man. You know, I'm good, Gene. Nothing's wrong with me. I'm good. Thank God I was blessed early enough to see some bullshit and step away. You know, most people can't. Most people get caught up. And B, we're talking about YouTube friends and how all these people on here meet people and all of a sudden they're best friends, they're brothers, and like I said, we are all you know, we all have a guilty part in that. How we take to certain people and think we like to think everybody is our friend. You know, you have to. You have to, and they don't do that. And I'm your friend back. I mean, thank you, Gina. See, I'm always gonna be good. I got God with me. To be honest, one of the reasons why I'm okay is because I got away from all that and knuckleheads and guys on here I thought were cool, and I realized who they are and what they are. I'm not bashing. I'm not calling names out. You know, like I said, I wasn't even gonna do a live tonight, but people keep. I was talking to a guy today and the other day and the day before that, and oh, this guy, man, he's a great guy. No, this guy's my boy. I said, bro, you don't even know the guy like that. Take it from me. We all been there. Analyze it. Well, I know who that is. Yeah, I've had trust issues too. But the trust, how you work around that with your trust issue, Gina, right? The best thing to do is just, don't give everybody everything. Feed them soup with a fork, a little bit at a time, hon. Little bit at a time. Because people get greedy, man. Everybody wants everything. Expectancy, entitlement. Everybody wants to be, instant gratification. Where does that get you? You know, it's like even the people on here. I don't even talk about people on here. People in general. How many people do we know that say bring somebody home? Oh, or like you're young, you're hanging with a different crowd, or a girl. It's like, oh, I know there's great people. I know I'm faulty of it. There's a lot of dudes on here I thought were cool, and then you realize they're not. But you can't let that stop you. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep moving. Like I said, I love this couple people in here. I don't worry about that. Good. Oh, okay. Go ahead, sweetheart. I'm not going to be on here that long. I just wanted to pop in here and talk about these fake YouTube relationships and friends, and MB, keep your head up, man. Kiss them kids for me. Tell them God bless and everything. Have a great night's sleep, and it'll be a better day tomorrow. If you need me, just call me. Tomorrow's gonna be. Let me put the link here. Let me see if I can do it. Hold on 1 second. Let me see something. How do I find this? All right, it doesn't matter. Yo, brother, what's up, man? Bay 8th, what's up, brother? We're talking about friends, YouTube friends, and how all these guys really believe in that. I said we all been victim to it, but some of us have finally realized and found out, and some guys really are still going at it, thinking that you know what I'm saying, bro. My friend just sent me a message saying I need to smile, and man, it's been a long day. I am smiling. I'm just tired. It's been rough. I got a lot going on, but I'm good. God's good. You know. Um, Other than that, I mean, how's everybody doing in the chat? How's everybody feeling, man? Everybody good? I wasn't going to come on here tonight. I'm start. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Copy and paste the link. Matter of fact, let me do this right now. Hold on. I'm still here. I got it. Hold on. I got it. Ah. Where is it at? I don't know why it's not up here. Uh-huh. Joe, I don't even want to hear that shit. You're a liar too, because you said on your show last night that you ain't a liar, and you stole my Just for Men box, and I want it back. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. You good, Joey? BK's good too. Anyway, I'll just type it down here and I'll put it up. Okay, because this is my new channel. It's going to be all biker content. All right, so there it is right there. I don't merch this shirt. So anyway, real quick, tomorrow I'm going to probably do my first video. It's called Official Independent Biker TV. I think you guys will really like this channel too, because you know what? I'm still going to do this one, but this channel is going to be more of a, I'm going to draw the comparison from bikers, you know. I'm going to show how bikers are pretty much stereotyped and how much good they do. I'm going to change the narrative and show, well, that's what I'm trying to do with that channel. It's from an independent biker perspective. Cool, that's what's up. Good shit. I'm glad you guys are good. You know? So other than that, like I said, I wasn't trying to come on here and do a crazy show. You know, I just wanted to really talk about that stuff. You know, me and Joey, man, been talking. Me and BK started out rough. We're getting to know each other. We're building relationships. Dom, I've talked to him a lot. Justice Tech Pros, like, you know, there was other guys I was friends with. Cut. I'm not bashing, wishing anybody harm, but you know, you gotta watch on here, man, who you really mess with, you know, because everybody could, you know, seem to be somebody in a turn like that, you know. And look, I've been getting messages. I hear it all the time, the people that talk shit on me and people saying, tell people don't watch my show, don't do this, don't do that. Doesn't matter to me, man. I love it. All you guys are making me do is work even harder. I'm here every night now. Every night. Slow crawl. Doesn't matter to me because I'm persistent. You know? And the biker channel, I'm really excited about, Gina, because to be honest, I think you're going to like it because, you know, I have to break the narrative. People think of biker and they think this big, you know, mean, nasty, vicious, you know. I mean, some guys are like that, but most of them are teddy bears, you know? And with life, back to the friendship thing and the Facebook friends, not Facebook, the YouTube friends, you know, it's good to meet people and have relationships and grow and to learn off other people. And but when you have something that's not bringing to the table, not bringing anything to the table, I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about anything but just a good conversation, intelligence, and somebody who's going to pick you up, not drop you down. Somebody who's going to lift you up, right, and not let you go. That's what you need. You need them people in your life. And when you don't have them, you notice your life's miserable. Because if you have the negative in, that's all they want to talk about is negative, negative, negative. You know, and to be honest, on this YouTube, everybody calls everybody every day. Yo, you hear this? You see that? You hear this? You see that? You know, is that really a friend? Or is that really just a drama queen? Because I don't know. I'm asking. I know you know, Gina. You know, like, what is it? I'm so stuffed up. So how do you decipher the difference, right? You know how you do? You realize you go in with no expectations. You meet people on here and you base your own opinion, but you don't base an opinion off of one day talking to somebody. You know, you have to build it up, talk, put the work in. You know, I mean, if everything is great and everything is copacetic, it'll work out. If people show the true color, which most guys do, in some cases, look, I'll give you an example, right? There was a guy I was tight with, and it's nothing to do with this YouTube. Me and him were tight, long time, life, everything. Guys, I got your back, man. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Uh, one of the times I had a situation, I get a phone call. Yo, the guy's with this guy. So I get in another car and I ride up, and I just wanted to see it for myself. This guy's hanging outside talking to this guy like they're best friends. The same guy who called me before then telling me, yo, this guy F him, whatever you want to do. But see, yeah, I know what that was about though. It was about because you know why? There was really no friendship. It was a fake friendship. And sometimes you can't spot it. But this is how you don't this I said, like I said, I say it again. Listen, pay attention. How you protect yourself is don't set your expectations so high. Be prepared to be let down. Be prepared to understand that not everybody shares your same sentiment, you know, and most people don't care. Most people just like drama. You know, negative shit moves everybody. It does. It's the truth. But it doesn't sustain. You know, drama does not sustain. So the new YouTube friends and all these guys and everybody's this and that, you know, 6 months to a year later, let's see how you're doing. You know, some of these guys, you know, shit, listen, I know a guy I met one time years ago, didn't know him from a can of paint. Still to this day, talk to him over 30 years. Great guy. I'm sure a lot of people have that experience, you know. And like I said, I'm not staying on here too long. I'm gonna get off here real soon. So I'm tired. I need to go to bed. And I'm sure my boy Joey Bay 8th is gonna be on later. Um, just look, the moral of the story is what's the definition of a friend, right? Somebody you can share your most intimate thoughts with, somebody you can really confide into, somebody that somebody you know no matter what's going to have your back, right? That's what friendship is, right? Friendship is something where it's not all about receiving, it's you putting in too. And you're going to get it back regardless, but you're not looking for the receiving. You're not looking for that. Good friends, you don't have to look for that. It'll just happen. So when you just meet people brand new, you can sit here and, how can you have somebody if you just meet somebody and you're so shocked because of what they did or what happened? Like somebody said to me the other day, "Wow, you don't talk to that guy no more, man. Hell is that, man? That's crazy. Like, do you ever really know a mother effer?" I mean, come on, nothing surprises me. I'm programmed different. I respect everyone. I give everybody the same respect. I'm a loyal friend. Stay loyal. And a lot of people just don't share that. And if you want to know why, it's mostly because they don't know how to have it. They've been with bullshit their whole life. So, again, my advice to you is be careful of your surroundings. Watch YouTube friends. Be very careful. You know, most of the time, too, a lot of people that want to be your friend and come on here and it's all YouTube. Da, 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 da. Most of it, they're trying too hard. It's something's not right. If it always seems too good to be true, something's not right. You know, but don't give up. You can still go in. I mean, you don't have to be skeptical to where you just, right away from the gate. Sit back, take a deep breath, analyze. Don't just project your every move to somebody. You know, I got people email me all the time. I feel like Dr. Phil now. People call me and talking to me, and I'm nobody. I'm not no authority on anything other than life experience, and I know what God wants, and I know what life is, right? And what is life? A lot of people don't even know. Matter of fact, let me show you how much people don't know. Man, listen to that, bro. You know what, bro? You did not have to do that, man. I really like that. That's the shit I'm talking about. I won't say it, and I mean, Dom, this dude's solid, really. I mean, it blows me away because I put the Cash App up and I've been getting some little things, but Justice Tech Pros, man, you didn't have to do that. You know, I'm not going to say what you just gave me because I know how you are and you don't work like that. See, that's what this guy's about, Dominic, Justice Tech Pros. He just gave me a nice Cash App and he didn't have to do that. Thank you, my brother. Really, man, that was beautiful, 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 man. You didn't have to do it. So I'm saying, like, me and Dominic are building a friendship, right? Dominic, I know you love this show because we talk about this all the time, right? Like me and Rob Farlow, Stone Sour. We talk every day. We're putting the work in to build, but we have that mutual respect, man. You know, man, look, he's not even up in here and he just sent me that, man. I really just can't. Dominic, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much, man. You know, really, brother. Damn, man. Dominic, you're the man, bro. Steven, what's up, bro? Hey, Robbie, I'm calling you right now. Stevie Gennaro. How you doing today, Steve? You're not letting them get to you, right? What are you doing there? Joey Ravioli? I'm just sitting here shooting the shit about, YouTube friends and how people don't really, who you're dealing with. It takes time, right? Yeah. What are you doing? Hanging out? Well, I'll send it to you. All right, bro. So look, I'm gonna bring in my friend. I was gonna leave, but you know what? I'm gonna stay on here. I'm gonna bring in my esteemed colleague. Love this guy too, man. I really do. Now, this is a guy I consider a friend, and we're getting to know each other. Man, this guy Dominic, I'm telling you, he's a fucking straight lace dude. Dominic, man, you really are, bro. Really. Hold on, guys. I'm not even gonna bother arguing with him because I know he wouldn't even freaking take it back anyway. But if he tells me he wants me to let him know, because I know how he is. See, that's what I'm saying, right? Okay. Let me specifically talk about Dominic. Okay. Justice Tech Pros. You hear these guys talk shit, they bash, they hate, they hate, they hate. First time I met him months ago, he called me up. He wanted to donate for the kids, right? Now he just sends me, a sizable. Dude, to be honest, I don't even know what to say. I don't. That was my first real big cash app, man. And it's just not even about the money for me. Dominic knows that. It's not. Matter of fact, I got to do something. Hold on. I'm here. Everybody stay with me for a minute. Everybody stay with me. Everybody understand that you have only 2 lives to live. And every life you live is gonna be better than the rest. See, this is the kind of friend I am. Look, I love Omerta Clothing. Anybody wants to go in there and check it out? Look, Dominic, this is for you, brother. I actually had it on earlier. I was wearing it. I wore it to a friend of mine just came home, and I went to go see him for a couple minutes when I was working in South Philly. Good, Stephen, good. Here comes the esteemed colleague.
See those rolling paper? Hey,
brother.
What's going on? What's going on?
Let me tell you something, bro. I'll talk to you. I just got Dominic, Justice Tech Pros, my boy.
Yeah, Justice Tech Pros
sent me a nice ass cash out, man, and I just wasn't ready for that, man. It was pretty cool because I got like, you know what I'm saying?
That son of a bitch never sent me a dime. Dominic, you hear me out there? You better pay your street tax.
I know,
pay
right?
that street tax now. Like what Jerry Merlino said. You're gonna pay the street tax. When Scarfo went to prison. When Scarfo went to prison and he had the son start to collecting street tax, Joey told him, "Go, there's your street tax."
Yo, listen, I don't claim to know that dude or nothing, but I've seen him a couple times, man. And he's a funny
yeah, I've seen him. Well, he was
funny, man.
He is funny. He's definitely a classic.
Hey, I'll tell you what, and I said this.
They don't make him like him anymore.
So it was funny too, because when the bikers were going through shit, they were catching a lot of heat because they were pretty tight. So guys were like, "Why are you messing with them? This and that." And I was like, "Yo, the dude's like, he never ratted stand up. Like, whether you think about him, he took on.
Listen, he stood up to the government. He fought the government. How many people? He stood up to them. He didn't crack. He did his time. He came home. They got picked him up again. He did his time. He's just an old school guy. And his father brought him into that. His father taught him the code. And that's what he wanted to be. So he's definitely a stand-up guy. I give him that, man. He's always done. Hey, I want to send a shout out to my Canadian queen out there. Salute. I know it's cold in Canada.
My cousins are there too. But one of the reasons what the show is about, I'm glad you came on because me and you talk about this too. Like, most people on here, Robbie, they think like we talked about this. you meet a guy all of a sudden, that's my boy. I love this dude. He's great. Like, you know, sometimes we got to pump the brakes and really realize who is who and what's what, because do we really know who's who? I mean, me and you talk every day. We're building, we're learning. Like, a lot of these guys go all in and then they get, you know,
well, I think
hard.
I think sometimes it's like anything. Some of these guys, they go in hard.
Thank you, rehabilitated behavior. God bless you, man. Don't work too hard, brother.
They go in hard, and then they achieve a certain amount of success, and then it goes to their head, and they sell out, and they just say, "I don't give a crap about this, about that. I'm going for the, you know what I mean? I'm going to make sure I put the clickbait out there, and you know what I mean? Say the things to get the views, to hit the demographics, and things like that." There are people that do that. You know what I mean? And for better or for worse, I mean, it's your YouTube channel. You do what you want. It's a reflection of you. If you feel you want to sell out and go mainstream, then go ahead and do it.
Well, no, it's funny because today I got an email from somebody who was like, and I ain't gonna get into it because I'm not gonna give it. Yo, I heard what happened. You and your boy. I thought that was your boy. This, that, and the other. I said, yo, see, I'm not talking to a dude. I'm not bashing a dude. I'm not talking about people. Like, I wish people luck. If I step off and do what I do, it's just, that's like you said, it's my own prerogative. But that doesn't come with me having to bash somebody or, you know, to me, that's not what I'm looking to do. And I think a lot of people, where they go wrong here is they meet somebody right away and automatically think like, we're brothers, man. We're here, we're there. Like, and I was, look, I did it one time with somebody, you know, just because a dude was younger and I was trying to school him and look out, and I thought he was listening when he wasn't listening. But, you know, we grow up. IGDM trying to trade my anytime, bro. Oh, yeah, I'll definitely help you. Matter of fact,
you're not on Instagram. You're not on Instagram. You're not on
there. I'm on there, but I'm learning it.
Learn it. Well, I mean, compared to this, you got this figured out. Instagram would be numb for you, bro. I mean, you are fucking. You're the technical department. You do all the computer stuff, all the fucking information assistance or information awareness. That's what you do. You're the geek squad.
Hey, rehabilitated behavior. That's my email. Just get me directly through there, and just, you know, put in a comment. Let me know that it's you, whatever. And I'll definitely, man, you know, I can help you with that. I would love to help you because I actually want to do a segment down the line. I actually going to be broken down into parts. Once my situation comes a little bit more to fruition, I want to really, he said no dollar bill joints.
No doubt. I still got them.
Yeah. I want to start really helping people with that because it's very tricky. But that's my email.
This is from, see this? This is Biden's inflation.
I can't get over that, bro.
I'm smoking $100 bills. This is inflation. This is what our money's worth now.
Somebody asked me today. Now, if you had to right now, okay, you're in a Congress hearing and they're saying, Mr. Farlow, our dollar's worth this. What do you believe our dollar's worth today? Because I heard all kinds of different shit, man. Somebody said 80%.
I think we're in inflation probably around 8 or 9%, maybe even 10. I think 8 to 9 for sure.
Do you think the dollars we're getting like what? Probably 80 cents back on the dollar?
Well, I'm rolling joints with the dollar right now. That's about how much inflation is right now. It's bad. The thing is, it's not so much they've devalued the currency because they've printed all of it. It's all the currency, 3/4 of it that's in the economy right now has all been printed within the last 2 years from COVID. You understand? So 3/4 of the money that's floating around right now was just printed 2 years ago. So
yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, you have that. You have very bad policies by the administration. Very bad policies. They're trying to get us into a world war, obviously, because it's a wag the dog, a distraction. Hey, what better to have for Biden going into re-election than a war? Now he's a wartime president and people vote for the wartime. Wartime presidents historically get elected. So now you have the power elites that are conspiring with the mainstream media to get us into a world war with Russia over this Ukraine thing. Ukraine should not become part of NATO. All right. And Putin, they've been surrounding him and antagonizing him, and now he fights back. And now all of a sudden they're trying. Yeah, I want Trump back too. We'll see. I think he's going to come back 2024.
Man, I told you, hey, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but, I mean, this title, like I said, I wasn't even going to do a big show, but, now that we're going off that, like, I was reading it. Look, I mean, it's not a crazy scenario. Think about this. If, say this next election, they steamroll it.
Yeah, you mean the congressional?
If they take the House, they're going to take the House and the Senate. Say if they do it by greater margin. Plus, just by redistricting, you're going to get 2 more seats in Texas, California for Republicans. Plus, there's 30-some Democrats retiring versus 15 Republicans or something.
They know better. They see the writing on the wall, man.
But do you think that, like the Nancy Pelosi thing, Speaker, that's an appointed thing? Like, if they won, I mean, they literally could appoint him as Speaker of the House, and he could push for an impeachment. I'm not saying it's going to happen. He could push for an impeachment and then get them out of there.
Here's the problem.
Hey, Chicky, I'm going to call you after this because look, it's another thing. People wanted to put some beef between me and Chicky. You act like I was mad because he went on some dude show. Chicky, you know that ain't right, man. I got mad love for you, bro. Believe that,
Chicky's my shipmate, man. That's
I know, man. But people are going to start drama. Like, me and Chicky got to know each other. And look, however he feel with me, he feel if I feel some way. But everybody's always trying to pump the
What did I tell you last night? What family do I belong to? The Navy. Okay. Chicky is in. We're in the same family.
Chicky, you want to come on?
Chicky and I are in the same family. We're made men in the fucking U.S. Navy. You understand? We wear blue. We wear blue, and this is our sign, our gang sign.
Yo, listen, and the thing is, why Chicky, he's good people, man. He treats everybody respect the same way.
He's a good dude.
A chance to talk to him because people.
I love his videos.
Yo, you're mad at Chicky. No, where the fuck is that coming from? Like, all right, whatever. I get it.
Oh, people are just stupid. Don't worry about that.
Yo, he thinks I'm joking. When he comes up to PA, Fort Dix, wherever he's going to be, I'm going to visit him. He thinks I'm joking.
Yeah, if he gets sent to Fort Dix,
Yeah, man.
Well, I guess what? I wouldn't be surprised if they don't put him here at the low.
Here we go, right? You ready? Let's see if I can do this, Rob. Am I the IT guy permanent now or just temporary?
You're permanent until we find another person.
You're fucked up. Chicky, come on in if you want.
You're asking me like, where are you at, man? Where'd you go? Don't come back with a blood tour.
I just sent him the link.
All right, listen.
Come on, here he is.
Chicky.
Oh, buddy.
Let Chicky in.
Take your time, brother.
Ooh, Chicky.
What's up, guys?
Shipmate.
Shipmate. What's up, man?
Chicky,
shipmate.
What's going on, buddy? What's that?
Just so whatever you heard, I'll talk to you later. But it's all love with me,
I could say it right out here. I didn't hear nothing. That's why I think you get worked up too much with all these bullshit. Don't even worry.
Here's what it was. When I defended you the one time,
right?
And I guess people said, all I said was he went on a dude's show. I just didn't understand, but people made it like I was mad. Nobody was mad.
Nah, listen, we're bros where you don't even got a second guess. You got my number direct. You call me, and that's the end of it. I call you, and if I got a question and you don't hear from me, it's not because I'm not mad. It's because I don't hear nothing. I don't care. I'll call you. I'll call you right
now. And I said that. I said, you know what, man? I said, listen. I said, because this whole show in the beginning was about you two friends and meeting people. Me and you,
right?
We got to know each other, man. And you're a good fucking dude.
I don't listen. One thing you know already. I don't pay attention. Who's fighting who's doing this? There are certain shows I will not do for simple reasons. For reasons that they interview people that I just don't. I don't agree with. Okay, I understand. There's certain ones that I don't. But there's other shows. I mean, I get along with.
Let me ask you something, Chick. No matter where you go, what you do, honestly, right? And I mean this with all my heart.
Absolutely.
Who the fuck am I or anybody else, and vice versa? Like. People should be able to do what you want. Like, I've never been that dude, man. So, but I'll talk to you after because people just hate sometimes, man.
Listen, I get along in every chat. Like I said, after any show I do, you can look at all the comments. There ain't one person badmouth. I mean, if they are, they're just haters. That all because
I think you keep doing what you do, man. And to be honest, that's what I'm saying. He's the kind of dude we can have a discussion, talk, and it's
absolutely. And if I'm wrong at something, I want people to say, "Chick, you got it wrong," but tell me and explain to me. And I say, "Oh my God, you're right. Maybe I didn't know that." But if I'm right, I'm going to say, "Hey, listen, I think I'm right," until somebody proves me wrong.
Yeah, but you told me in the beginning. You said, "Hold on, Mike." You said, "Watch on there. Be careful with these people."
Yeah,
and you learn sometimes, But it's all
good.
Man, how you feeling?
Mike, let me ask him a question. Chicky, shipmate.
Absolutely, buddy. What's up,
shipmate?
Hey, where you don't know where you're going to be? You don't know where you're going to be stationed?
What happened was I was supposed to get. I pleaded guilty. Everything's done. I was supposed to get sentenced March 17th. And what happened was my lawyer's a very renowned, big-time lawyer in New England, and he has a huge case that started like 3 days before the 17th. It's a huge in the news case about a big-time Irish bar in Springfield and cops and a lot of stuff, a lot of beating, all this stuff. So he's doing incredible, and he's got the news there every day. So he couldn't come to Boston with me on the day I was supposed to. So they postponed it till April 22nd, which is a Friday, and me and him are shooting out to Boston and get sentenced. And then they say, because I'm a self-report, it'll be to a federal penitentiary, but there's no minimum mandatory guidelines. They told me my guidelines are 8 to 16 months. That's what they said. Not minimum mandatory, just regular guidelines,
So you got over 21 points already. You're going to a penitentiary?
Well, I was in the USP Canaan.
Yeah, I know.
When it first opened for sports bookmaking with no violence, and my points were not that bad. So I don't know if when they attach organized crime. Does it bring you up? I don't know.
The OC, they attach OC on your.
I had a different number. My number on my thing. Like when you go to federal prison, like 038 is Massachusetts, 047 or 057 is New York. Certain numbers. Mine was a crazy number, and I never knew what that meant. But then the guy said, "No, that's OC, that's organized crime number. All organized crime got like."
That was your number. The first three.
Right. No, my first three was like crazy number. Like I should have been 038. That's what Massachusetts is.
Organized crime. Yeah, that's how the BOP they'll classify so that way because what's going to happen is they're going to have separate T's in the system. They can't put you with like guys that maybe were from another family that maybe supposedly this and that. All the intel, the SIS.
Right. Like I said, whatever.
They do all that. They score you already. Like in other words, they already got your points, Chick. Right. They already did the scoring on you. So they're just, if they're putting you in a penitentiary, obviously they're doing it just to fuck you over.
Well, like I said, to be honest, and even my lawyer said it. They could even classify me, to believe it or not, as a for a short time and for no violence. They could put me to camp, a USP camp.
Okay.
And see, then they got a camp. Right up here. There's a place an hour from my house. There's a place an hour from my house that's got a camp. It's called Fort Devon. In Worcester.
Yeah. You can go up here too. You can end up here in Coleman. There's a camp here now in Central Florida.
Coleman, yep. I know Coleman. And like I said, or they might send me back. They could send me to Canaan camp. There's a I was there for a couple months at Canaan camp. So I worked at camp in Canaan.
I worked at USP 1 Coleman.
Oh, okay, right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's and my son-in-law is a big time. He's doing over 10 years as a guard, not in federal though. He's in the Connecticut prison, Summers, the big state prison.
Gotcha. Yeah. So. No, that's probably what. Then you met with probation. They did the PSI on you and everything.
The PSI. I had they went over everything with me. And what's going to help me too is I'm a disabled veteran, so I'm disabled from the military to medical reasons because of an incident that happened.
I remember.
And, so that's another thing that if they can't treat me, I mean, they would. Devon's is a hospital unit in a camp. And I got 3 months already in because when they picked us up in December of 2019. I had 3 months at in Rhode Island, right outside Providence at Wyatt Federal Holding. So I got 3 months already in. So and then I put a bond up and they let me out after they cleared it. So the bottom line is, when it's all said and done, it could be like I said, if they give me 8, 10 months up to 16 months, I got 3 in already. You know, what is it going to do? I'll go work out. I'll eat healthy. I'll come out 100 pounds lighter. Screw it. I'll make it like
you're getting safe. You will get fit.
I'll come out like a movie. This summer, I'll be all set. I'll be out after next Christmas. I'll come out like a movie star.
If they send you to Coleman, Tiki, if they send you to Coleman, that's like 15 minutes from me. Right. I'm retired, and I'm retired now. I'll come see you.
Yeah.
I can come see you.
I know Mike's coming. And when he says, "Oh, he thinks I'm fooling," I don't think he's fooling. I know he's gonna. I know how he is. He's coming. I know he will.
Yo, they give my brother a hit. I haven't talked to you. Well, I don't know if I haven't talked. They shot my boy's son, man. He got hit 24 times. He got hit 11. He died. But right as that all happened, my brother, my boy Jason, is locked up 27 years. The Innocent Project picked this case up. So
yeah, did you hear anything on that yet? Did you hear anything on that yet?
Yeah, it's still going, but Selly go, yo, check this out. Selly goes, now this is a dude that's been down. So they're trying to get him so hard. Like, yo, I'm going to medical, hold this phone for me. As soon as he spins the room, they come and toss the cell. He's got 4 months in the hole, and he's been down 27 years, no infractions.
Wow. Yeah, that's
and did they find a cell phone?
Yeah, they got him a cell phone.
That's all. He's lucky. He's lucky. That's all they gave him was 4 months. That's big time.
They said it.
That's a 100 series shot.
That's a big shot. He's lucky he didn't get more time. I mean, he's 27 years. But he's lucky he didn't catch another charge and do more time.
Yeah, he's been down 27. He hasn't. He said only in the beginning when he was there, but he's been good for over the last 20 years. Nothing.
Right.
Well, now let me ask you a question, Tiki. I don't absolutely much into the case, but from what I was reading, you had a gambling conviction previous, right?
Yep.
And now gambling is legal, right?
Except for Massachusetts. It's legal in something like 49 states except Massachusetts. And that's why my lawyer fought it. We've said by law, you're not supposed to have. See, here, and you could read the case. The bottom line is, I was not supposed to be in possession. Now, my lawyer brought to the judge, well, it's not okay. It's not a violent crime. He got caught as a bookmaker 15 years ago and had essentially nothing else. And what happened was they were serving a federal warrant for my nephew, who I happen to own a house with my nephew. We lived in the first floor and rented a couple upstairs floors, second and third. And they were serving a warrant, and they did a federal search warrant for the house. Yeah. And I wasn't even arrested. I sat there 2-3 hours. They actually had me even sit in the room where they found, this thing. And they took him out right away, because this was a huge, a 4-year, federal probe. They took him right away. And so I was there, and essentially it was a matter of just, they were going to leave. And they ended up finding a Smith & Wesson 357 with bullets.
You got charged with constructive possession. I already know what happened.
Okay. And federal law, which I didn't know that day.
Yeah.
I got lucky because federal law, it was a Smith & Wesson. And they did ballistics on the gun, and it was a new gun, and it was never fired, and there was no fingerprints. But federal law, any federal law. Now, if state came in, they would have gave me. I would have got a 5-year, mandatory or whatever it comes.
Yeah,
to.
Run the gate. Yep.
Because it's a Smith & Wesson, they could not. In other words, prove that it left state lines. So in a case like that, they only could charge you with the ammunition. You understand what I'm saying to you? That's federal law. That's federal law for Massachusetts.
Well,
and the gun never left state lines because Springfield, Mass. is what? Smith & Wesson. So I was felony that.
For a felony conviction that in 49 other states you wouldn't have had at all.
Exactly. So that's the thing. So and the judge said, well, we know this is exactly what the judge said, and you can't blame the judge. She was real good. She said, we put in a motion to suppress. We put in first a motion to dismiss. We just you got to do that first. Then we put a motion to suppress, and they're both, she said, listen, we know times are changing, but she said, we know times are changing, but right now it is what it is. I got to go by the law, and you can't blame her. That's basically the truth, So it is what it is.
Well, can they do anything, Chick, like what they're doing a lot of times now with the marijuana cases, because it's legal? A lot of guys are revisiting their cases and dropping some shit out.
He would need, Chicky would need is a federal
because
pardon.
Of the gun, will they not do that, maybe, you think?
Yeah, he would need a pardon. Chicky needs a pardon.
Right.
You would have to get the original conviction pardoned.
Right.
Based on the kind of like let's say you got convicted of
what I have to do for my case.
Let's say you got convicted of bootlegging, right? and you got convicted of bootlegging, and then 2 days later, prohibition was lifted.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You have conviction, which is ex post facto. So now you have to put in to get that kind of stuff. You know, you understand what I mean, Chicky?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, completely.
And it's too bad because honestly, if someone someone who was up there like Trump or somebody that had balls to actually take an individual look at things and see things like that, they would grant. That's something that I think, you know, when a judge says my hands are tied, then that's when the legislator, whoever that is, the chief executive, the president, or whoever the governor of that state would step in and say, hey, does this best serve the interests of justice? And it doesn't. This guy's not violent. It was ammunition, for Christ's sake. What's he going to do? Throw it at somebody?
Exactly. And not what I think, like my lawyer said, it doesn't, and you're 100% right, everything. But I also think when there's an old conviction, not violent, like we know, but when it's tied in with organized crime and certain families, you know, it's hard to get somebody to step up and say pardon. And before we even got to court, to be honest with you, I mean, it ain't a long time. Before we even got to court and fought it a couple more times, I could already be out. I just want it to be over with so I can move it. I got a lot of great shit coming up. I got a movie coming out. I just got some good shit on the forefront, and I'm not going to keep back and forth over this stupid thing. So, you know, I'll go in there, I'll write, work out.
So what? I hope one day they write this wrong.
Do it. You'll be home in no time.
Yeah.
No,
listen to me. I'm giving you a promise right now.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a promise. If I'm elected president of the United States ever, I will grant you're the first person. I pull your record and I pardon it. And you're
and I promise right
I believe
now.
it. Believe me, I believe it.
I guarantee on a Saturday one day you're gonna say, damn, how you say your name? Chickatelli.
Chickatelli.
You got a visitor. I'm gonna come in there. I'll probably come in there when I'm knowing somebody now.
You might not recognize me when you see me. Give me a couple ones.
I'm gonna grant you a pardon, and I'm gonna have you a concealed weapon permit issued the same fucking day.
Wow,
right?
Good.
That's tough, man. So
and that's another thing. I mean, for a no violence conviction in 2005.
Exactly.
Basically, my lawyer argued you're taking away his amendment right to carry
exactly non-violent felonies. There should be a certain amount of time, and then that shit should all come back to you.
Exactly.
Chicky, I had a non-violent. I went away in '96. I got 95. I got jammed. I didn't know the dude actually told on me until we went to court. Until he beat it, he dry snitched. He didn't have to testify. But I took the 9 to 23 with a 4-year concurrent probation. Supposed to work release, but I didn't have nothing. I've been off paper since 2000. Now, what they're trying to do now for nonviolent offenders in some states is you can actually apply for a hearing and they can go, a judge can revisit. But in PA, I need to get a pardon. I got to send the paperwork. They review it. They make the distinction. They say, oh, well, is this guy, he looks like this guy on the governor's desk. But Philly, PA is hard with that, man. They're not easy with that shit at all, man.
You got to look at the expungements too, Mike. Don't the city have an expungement law too? So, see, Philadelphia is a city, what they call a city in the first, kind of like Boston, where it's like I know the rest of the state, we belong to Pennsylvania, and they can make a law, but we can make special laws because we have fucking Philadelphia.
Exactly.
We're a nation, or fucking state, bullshit, communist manifesto stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, the thing is, though, like when I got in trouble, my uncle was the inspector of Philadelphia Police Department.
Right.
All my cousins got out of shit. I was the only idiot. Like, I would have never had that anyway.
Right, of course.
But I never wanted to drag him into it, you know. So he told me that if I ever decide I want to do it, he'd write a letter and he'd help me. But you know,
you can do it. We can get it done. I know people that have had it done. So,
but it's gonna expunge your record, but it ain't gonna expunge the time you did and the time you lost. You know what I'm saying?
You can't get that. You'll never get that back.
Back. So really, you know,
if you can get your record cleared, you know,
for job reasons and different things, absolutely.
You can go hold a real estate license. You can get a CPF. You do things, you know what I mean, that a felony record won't let you do. It'll remove those roadblocks from
100%. And let me tell you something. You know how hard you're gonna believe this, but. Like even the last 3 years now, because COVID hit, they got to understand, COVID hit right a couple months after this thing happened. This happened December 5th, 2019. COVID hit a couple months after that, 2020, right? So for the past, 2.5 years or whatever it's been, your life's on hold because first of all, you lose all your. We end up losing the house, okay, because you can't move back to the same house, right? You can't even go back. I had to have an agency and my kids go get the stuff out of the house. They won't even let me go in my own house to get my stuff out. So then, if you go, first of all, if you go try to get a place, a condo or apartment, especially apartments, which I didn't even know, I got money for apartments, I got money for down payments, I got everything great. You know, I didn't even realize it, but if they run, a lot of people run your name, or they go on Google and Google your name, and when it comes up about this organized crime and my nephew and what happened with him, not too many people are giving you an apartment. You know, you're like one of the guys. You're like one, and I went through it 5-6 times already, 7 times, where the woman talked to me, seen everything in order, money and everything. Oh, you'd be a great fit here. I get a call later, a day later. You know, maybe you just want to be a good fit right now. I know what they're doing. So what I don't understand is you got these friggin' child molesters out there, and these people that they shouldn't even be on the street, and they have no problem. I mean, it seems like, I know a few of them from my area that from growing up, they've just got in trouble their whole life around crazy, disturbing shit. And it's like they live in apartments. They have no problem unless they're putting them under other people's names. It just, I just never see nothing like it. I mean, how it's so hard to,
it's the same. I think the, discrimination, that's where it really is, lies in housing. If someone has, non-violent, I know a guy too, got in trouble when he was 17, 18 for burglarizing a house. Yeah. He has a hard time. He's 28 now, and he does a great channel and everything. He's got like 50,000 viewers. He's making money on it. He does like one of the prison channels. I mean, he has a hard time getting placed because he fails the background checks around here. Yeah. And you know what I mean? And that's not cool. I understand what sex predator. Nobody wants to live around them. I got it. I can understand getting rid of them. I can understand getting rid of them.
100%. That's what I'm saying. 100%
for that. But if somebody shoplifted or maybe fucking robbed the store when they were 18 or 19, whatever it was, I don't even care.
Right, or took a few bets.
A certain amount of time,
which essentially is legal. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Especially drug charges. Give me a break.
Yeah. Chick, your stuff was probably mostly because like what they do, they look at all the other shit. They feel like, oh well, I'm sure he got away with other shit. So
of course, right, exactly. And then like, the guys you hang around with or whatever, and whatever. And it ain't even that. It's just it's really what people say. And when I was in the federal lockup, I was at 2 different places. I was at MCC Manhattan in the Southern District before I went to Canaan, and I was in Wyatt outside Providence, Rhode Island. And a lot of people like you guys would know because you know about this, but the average Joe Schmo, I try to tell them, there's a lot of guys in federal prison that cannot make bail or don't get bail that are completely innocent, but they just can't make bail or they don't have the money to make bail. And the people are like, no, that's not true. They had to do it. They deserve it. No, they don't. The people don't understand that.
No, I've seen it. I worked in the penitentiary 7 years.
Right,
there was guys
in this country, we are guilty till proven innocent. Yeah. It's not the other way around. And when we're sitting in jail for 2 or 3 years or no bail, they don't give a shit if you lose your job. They don't give a shit if your wife loses her house because you can't pay the mortgage. And they
don't care. They don't care if you get killed in the jail, in the county jail.
Right.
Chicky, it's funny you said that too, because my boy Justice Tech Pros, Dominic.
Yeah, I know him. I know of him. Yep.
He's a good dude because what he does is his law firm, they discredit informants, right? But the funny thing is, a lot of these guys have been coming on here telling their stories like, I don't want to say the names, but you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I know. There's a whole rash of them. Yeah.
They're contradicting themselves and they're saying one thing and another. So that's kind of cool because, they watch them and they catch them. But, the other thing is, too, is when you ain't a rat, you didn't rat, so they're going to break your balls even more. You know that.
Of course.
Make your life as difficult as possible in there. They're going to set your bail high, hoping that you'll cop out. That you'll plead out to something. That's what they hope.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, I know there's a big case going on now. I don't want to mention too much because my nephew's involved, but they arrested 62 of them. My nephew was the number one on the indictment defendant. I mean, against his, and there's like 48 of them already that pleaded out. And it's sad to say, but I'm telling you, these guys just didn't have sufficient. A lot of these guys, didn't have sufficient lawyers and the kind of money that you got to put out there for good lawyers. And they did exactly what he said. They said, fuck it, give me 8 years, give me 6 years, because they knew You know, it is what it is. And if they would have fought it, a lot of them would have beat these charges because they really, at the end of the day, didn't have nothing like they said they had.
Yeah, exactly.
Lying, bro. My boys, I won't get into too much, but some of the bikers I grew up with, some guys are like brothers. When they went up to New York to fight that other club, and there was like 70 of them when they got locked up. I mean, most of the guys I know, they all like right from there, they were writing their wills out on napkins.
Yeah.
But when they went up there, he was telling me how like the same thing. Like you got like most of the guys were doing their thing, and then like most of them went in together. Like you're going to another state, it's a whole different charge, you know, feds and. But he was telling me how like most of the guys, if they would, you know, I guess I don't know who or whatever, how cooperate or whatever, I don't know.
Right.
But he was saying that little bit of that fucked the whole case up. The guys couldn't get out. The bail was hit crazy. The guys went in there and stayed for 3 years, never went back home. Couldn't even do shit. So,
and just like another thing I want to bring up, like I do a few shows here and there, but one thing, like I said,
that's good you're doing that. Get out there, let people know.
See, I got I told you, about the movie coming out. I got a couple good things. I got a book coming out. I got a couple positive things in the forefront. Now, here's the thing with me, and I'm going to make it very known. In any show I do, whether it's a small show or some, Vlad supposedly coming up. Here's what it is.
You're going to be on Vlad.
They can interview anybody they want. I don't care if they interview bad guys. I don't care if they interview rats. Here's the thing I'm coming at. Number one, I'll do any show. Except for a few shows I won't do, and you know who I'm talking about, but I will never even go on their show. I won't even show my face. But here's what I'm saying. When I do my thing for a book or for the movie, I only could tell my story. So it's not like I'm giving secrets away of the trade, or I would never talk about somebody that's active in the life. I'm not doing that. Well, can I talk about what I did, what I went to prison for and what I got in trouble for? Absolutely. It's public knowledge. Can I talk about what's relevant now about this case? Public knowledge. Of course I can. Can I tell you where I'm going to jail and what happened in jail when I get there? Absolutely. But in other words, anybody and I'm very, very close to a lot of guys still. And, like I said, the way of the future, I'm not going to go on like these guys that go on YouTube, and I'm not going to mention names, and tell about their past life and how they're going to change their life. They're changing their life because they have it ain't like they quit midstream when things were good and said, you know what? Like me, even though some of them were, were a lot higher than I was, but it's not the point.
Thank you, Dom.
I'm not waiting until I'm facing a 30 or 40-year charge. I'm never ratting on my friends or ratting on anybody. So I'd rather just bow out and say, you know what? I see the writing on the wall. I'm good.
See what you just said? Me and Dominic up here right now. We always talk about this all the time because, his father's away and his father was told on and lied about. Long story short, like, you should be able to go wherever you want. People shouldn't do whatever. But the thing is, so what are you supposed to badmouth every dude? Like if some dude's a rat, then you stay away, let him do his thing. Like
exactly.
This guy's got handlers that come after everybody, man. It's
right. Listen, it don't matter if you're the best guy in the world, the worst guy in the world. There's going to be haters to everybody. And like I said, the thing with me is I only can tell my
you're not
story.
a rat though. That's the good thing.
100%. And never would happen. Like I said, it's just but the people out there today, they're not like, first of all, if you're out there and you're telling secrets and what's going on, and okay, well then you're a dry snitch. You shouldn't be talking about that. But if you're on there telling your own story and you're not mentioning, the only names you're mentioning are guys who are around and now they're dead. So what are they going to do? They're dead, or they were killed. They were killed.
There is a difference for sure.
You know out there to do a book, and there's a big difference. There's a big difference. And then guys that got shows that, and I'll name one of the biggest ones, Sammy the Bull, 19 murders, right? And, he's got a show. And what I found out the last few years, and it really surprised me, but, shame on me. And you guys will probably agree with me. The average Joe Schmo people that go on YouTube and all over the world, really, we're the minority that want to not, that they don't care who's rats. They just want to hear these stories. They don't care.
They don't live that.
They love the stories. You understand?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And
you got to remember when you're dealing with regular society people, the civilians, they look at it like, well, what do you mean? He cooperated. Yeah, he helped the police. Exactly what he's supposed to do. A citizen.
That's what civilian, like if people are in that life, a regular civilian that owns a little coffee shop. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're supposed to do. But I'm talking about the guys that live the life. They're making money. They're making scores. They're robbing everybody, and they're living the life. And then they get caught, and they want to. Then they say, "I'm not doing the time." Well, then,
Yeah.
buddy, you could have just went and got a job at a fruit market and been humble and not worried about being a gangster, and you wouldn't be in your, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, nobody, most of
know
the
as well.
kids can't do that kind of time, Chicky. They and especially the RICO laws, they can lock
Come
you up
on.
forever. You can't,
Listen to me.
can't.
These old timers out there. Let me ask you a question. Okay. They're talking about respect, loyalty, all this. Let me ask you a question. How are these young guys today? Okay. And I've been out of it a long time, but how do these young guys today, how do you expect them to stay strong and with this loyalty and all this when bosses, Joe Mazzina, are turning over? Bosses, under bosses, concierge, they're all turning over.
I got an answer for that when you're ready.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. How do you expect? That's what I'm saying to it. Now, what I mean is by writing on the wall is these young guys should be looking at these guys, big shot guys that have been around forever because of these new laws. 50, 60-year-old guys, they're turning that to a life sentence. 40-year-old guys get life sentences that are 25 years.
Exactly.
They're not going. There's only a very few that are stand up going to jail, and I can name several of them, and I was with a couple of them, and stand up as they come. Vinny Basciano, Vinny Gorgeous. I was with an MC Manhattan. Guy, that's the one, Joe Mazzina on top of MCC Manhattan with a wire on it, got him talking because it's his boss. And then he told me at MCC Manhattan, I was with him, and he said, Chicky, the guy was like a father to me. I was at more birthday parties at his house than my own kids. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, and there's guys out there.
He didn't want to get that. Joe saved his fat ass because he didn't want to.
Dad, Justice Tech Pro's dad and his brother's locked up. There's kids that never even met his dad that are fucking coming and testifying. Never met him. Talking about his father. Don't even know him. And then now the good thing is though these kids are talking so much in line that they're getting caught up in some mumble bumble. But I mean, that's just, look, at the end of the day, friends, you get along, you disagree, whatever, you come together. But the answer that I have for you earlier is that you don't expect the kids to hold it down, right? Because of you see bosses and everything. But the thing is though, where are the bosses and the old heads like that taught us? Because I was just with a bunch of bikers the other day, and I said, "That's it." I don't mean to cut you off, but that's an easy answer. What you just said, Mike. Where the bosses and all the real guys are that held it down are either dead or in prison for life. Yeah. They're not sitting on a beach in Florida,
or they're in Witsec.
Oh yeah, right. Well, I'm saying that they turn, but I'm saying a lot of these bosses they go, as nutty as he was, as crazy he was coming from Philly. Nicky Scarfo, where'd he go? Yeah. Crazy. He went to jail, kept his mouth shut, and went to jail, died in jail. Come on.
Yeah, he did.
Carmen, the Snake Persico, jail. 100 some years.
In here.
100 some years.
You know who I had?
Look what Greg Scarpa was doing.
Come on. There's a perfect thing.
Hey, Chicky, I had Alley Boy, Persico. I had the son.
Yeah.
Persico, Alley Boy.
Do you know the years? Look into the Persico family, the years them Persicos put in jail.
Oh, I know.
A lot of them don't even have wives and kids because they devoted their life to that.
The son was I used to talk with him all the time. Guess what? A very intelligent guy. He went to college first. A lot of people. I asked him, I'm like, did you have a choice in this or did you know? And he was just, I used to talk with him, man. He was a smart guy. He knew about current events. He went to college.
Them guys are the sharpest guys. Just because they're street guys, they're more sharper. They got to have it all the way around.
I remember talking to him. I'd be like, Mr. Persico, you don't have any appeals? He's like, no, I'm done, Farlow. I'm never getting out.
That's why, and I don't bring it out too much, but I'm going to tell you this, and Mike, Code knows Omerta knows where I'm going with this. Code. What I want to tell you is, and I say this, and this is what I say, and some people backlash. I really don't give a shit. Let me tell you something. You know who's an inspiration to the new guys? I mean, he hasn't been in the game in a long time, but I don't care what anybody says. And I know him good. John Jr., Gotti. Listen to me. Listen to me. This is a fact, okay? He did something that's undoable. He went in, he got in trouble. He did his time. He came out. They kept coming at him. People don't realize he beat 4 out of 5 trials in a 3-year period, okay? Over $8 million in law bills, okay? Then when he finally beat the last case, okay, he was done with the life. He said, I'm done. I don't care what people talk about me. I don't care what they say. I'm done. He didn't rat on nobody. He made it unbelievable what he did. Number one, he didn't go to jail for life. Number two, he never ratted on anybody, gave up any information that put anybody in jail or even came close. All he did was say, listen, I'm my father's son, and I did what I did, and now I'm done. He ain't going to leave his house every day and have 35 agents follow him to keep building cases on him. He'd be an idiot if he did that.
He was done with that. He knew how big.
He's done. That's it. And I'll tell you, he goes anywhere he wants. He gets well respected, and I'm telling you, it's just no. But the point I'm trying to make is he made legal history. I mean, as far as the strategy he tried to do when he went in and it did everything. And that's it's just the way it is. People ain't going to want to hear that because they don't want you to believe that you can just.
Because everybody always says, all you ever hear is 302, 302. To be honest, here's my answer to that, right? And I really mean this. And this is a common sense answer.
Right.
First off, I'm not John Jr., neither are you, number one.
Exactly.
Number two, I really believe that whatever the fuck look, I've read that he talked and I heard it was mostly like it was nothing about information. Whatever he said.
If you had a longer show, I could get into a lot of it, and it would be a lot of people who realize it. He did it mostly to get stuff on record that he wasn't in that life for the last 10 or 12 years.
Who the fuck has the right to judge him with everything he went through?
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. You know,
like I said,
to be honest, like, show me one guy that he testified against, because nobody.
Exactly, and not only that, but let me tell you something. Here's, and I'm not just bringing up in particular, but the guys that are on a campaign rat about him, right? Which is the campaign or the guys that testified him in his own trial, but weren't good enough to be believed. So come on, and that's I'm just saying. I'm not defending anybody. I'm just saying.
When I seen that video with his old man, and he wanted to, you could tell what he was doing, and his old man was like, "Be like a man," and he's like, "Man, look." When you get tired,
he said it straight out. He goes, "Dad, I'm not you." He goes, "I'm not you."
And that look, but even if he wants to live his life and be with his family and put all that behind him and live a different life, and even if he sees a cop and wants to say hi, the thing is, what I'm saying is, who was anybody to point the finger? That's my whole concept.
Right? Yeah.
Nobody.
But you know what?
Nobody knows the truth unless
Chicky. I think they had all these riots with defund the police over this country. Right? Here's the problem with these young people. What these young people don't realize, they shouldn't defund the police. Who you need to go after are these prosecutors. They have absolute immunity. In other words, they could knowingly ruin your life and put an innocent person in jail and not be held liable for it. Now, how could you have a criminal justice system when you have a prosecutor that's got that kind of power?
Yeah, this can happen today.
Absolutely.
What has to happen is, and this is why they take something and they are the career prosecutors are a corrupt class of people, of occupation. They completely destroy our Constitution. They violate people's rights. They knowingly put suborn perjury just to get convictions on people because it's all about numbers. I'm like a boxer. I'm undefeated. I'm 21-0 with 20 KOs. And they don't care whose life they ruin because guess what? There's no accountability. And you'll never have real criminal justice reform, until their absolute immunity is removed from them to where if they commit crimes like that, then they could be charged and prosecuted. Until we have that mechanism in our court and we have their immunity removed, we're fucked. It's guilty till innocent, so proven innocent.
Well, Chicky, you were talking about this earlier on Angel's show, talking about like the priests and touching kids. I was 8 years old when a priest tried to do that to me, right? Here's the crazy thing. You got the Catholic Church, the priest, whatever, and all these people, right? And they talk about prosecutors. Do you see the lady who's running for Supreme Court, the black lady?
No.
Yeah. Did you see what
I see. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Did you see what she did in her tenure as a prosecutor to pedophiles?
Very light. She was light on her sentences with pedophiles and child porn.
Wow.
Very light. And this lady's going to be a Supreme Court justice. So,
she had sentenced a few guys even below the guidelines, Chicky. Which now, when
she's throwing away guys for bookmaking charges.
In other words, for a mob guy, I'm gonna fucking give you the max. Fuck the guidelines. You're getting the max, right? But if he's a pedo, well, I'm going to deviate from the guidelines.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Why can't they use RICO for pedophiles where they all stick together and have rings together when they're all putting porno over to each other, sending porno to the
they have a whole they have an organization.
Yeah,
That's
they call it, what's that called? The NAMPA. That's one of them, even though it's accepted.
You know why? You want to know why they don't? Because most of the high-ranking ones are in the government, Chicky.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy.
You know that. You know Epstein had dirt on everybody, Chicky. Come on.
Hey, Kevin's in here. He said have Chicky tell everyone how the guy, I guess, who took out Al Bruno and then he ratted second he was caught or something.
Yeah. That was like I said. Anybody can go on up for Springfield. That was a big thing for me. When I thank God I was on probation after I got out of prison because I stayed away for a few years because of the probation and running a lot of people on my list not to go near. Because, I mean, that was our guy. We grew up together. Bruno was our guy. And, I mean, it just goes to show you the Machiavelli, treacherous life of what they do. And this guy, which was disgusting.
Chicky, I definitely got to ask you this without saying names, so bear with me. So I was talking to somebody who's actually in this chat right now and was trying to tell me that, I don't even want to say his name.
No, you don't have to.
The guy who was from Boston, and then went to Philly to get made. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I know who that guy is.
That guy. He still has so much clout in Boston and respect. I'm like, really? Like, because my neighborhood, you can't go back once you do that.
Yeah.
Like, he still got people still showing love and shit.
Listen, look at what they did to that. I mean, not even talking about the mob. Look at the friggin' Tekashi, whatever, 69.
Hey,
he ratted on everybody. He came out and did a whole big thing and did an album about being a rat.
Right.
He made it into money. He's like, I did it.
Listen to me. Times are a changing. I'm not saying they're changing good, but when Tekashi 69 gets out of jail, okay, first of all, like I tell everybody, and I'm not a rapper, I'm not one of these, but the guy was a crazy enough guy without needing that gang, and he should have just been a rapper, and that's it. But
he's broke now. He just got sued $10 million for sexual assault, second time.
Right, here you go. So now
people forget that he raped a girl that was 14.
Yeah, when he was younger, and then Now here's a guy who could have made it on his own, but he wants that street credibility. So he starts hanging around with these street guys, real street guys.
Yeah.
And it's too bad, but they brought him around because they saw the dollar signs, which, come on, anybody on the street that's a moneymaker is going to see the dollar signs in this kid.
Yeah, he's a mark.
He was a street guy. Now, they didn't know if the shit hit the fan, this kid would be the first to do what he did. Then he comes out on the street, and he's walking around laughing at them. He's laughing at them, and he's got hundreds of million people streaming his music still. Doesn't that tell you that the average Joe Schmo don't care what you do to somebody?
Wait, you know what I don't like, though? And one thing that Junior was bringing the attention, I did like, I was reading about that Wixeg thing, right?
Yeah, and that's true. I don't want to say friends that are in that played parts in it.
I don't want to say names, but you were all for the show probably, or could have went somewhere where I could have, but we choose not to because of what somebody did. But these guys, right? They got handlers like these. The guys, they do everything through here. So when we're all on here, they watch and monitor for these guys.
Yeah,
dude, I can't believe this shit. It's not right. It's not fair.
Come on, look at Greg Scarpa's handler. Can you imagine? I mean, can you imagine that guy should? All these handlers that do this should be doing life in prison themselves. I think. Man.
They let Greg Scarpa and them guys and Whitey Bulger just kill and fucking do whatever they want, you know.
And that's another thing. I just want to send a shout out. The guys from my area. He's a good friend of mine. He's been away a long time. Freddie G is from West Springfield. He's a friend of mine. We grew up as teens together. Good kid.
The guy that killed Whitey?
Yeah, well, allegedly killed him.
It's been over
3 years. It's been over 3 years in the hole at Hazleton, West Virginia. The BOP still hasn't charged him. Come on, over 3 years he's in the hole. Let the kid into population if you didn't charge him yet.
Man, shit.
And another kid that's I don't think he's charging it yet, but another kid from Boston, Paulie DiColangelo, nice kid. They were both together, and they had them both supposedly doing that. But I think Paulie's out of the hole, or still in maybe. But Freddie, over 3 years in the hole, let the kid out. You know, if you're not going to charge him,
they're going to make his life as hard as possible because he embarrassed them.
Yep.
That's it. You know what I mean? But the real truth is when he left Coleman 2, which Coleman 2 was the pen next to mine, that was what they called a drop pen, a senior citizen pen. You had guys over 55. You had guys that completely relinquished their gangs.
Right.
Out, all that stuff. There was no way he should have went from Penn 2 to friggin' to what do you call it? That place where did he get killed in Lee County?
Yeah.
There was no.
Is this Gray? Is this to cut you off? Is that Kevin Grayline?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you.
I know. What does he say about Damien?
No, he was saying shout out to Damien or something.
Oh yeah. No, Damien's doing good. He's working. He hasn't been on YouTube too much. He's been doing.
I'm glad
he's doing the show Hungry Hill.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin, I think Chicky might have a better fucking hairline than you too, man.
Oh my God.
Oh, he hates that. Look, he'll be in
Kevin.
the mirror.
Hey, Kevin's from my.
Like
yeah, but hey, I'd rather have a better head. I'd rather have a better hairline than him. But he's got the abs that I don't got. I'd rather have the abs and be a higher hairline.
Listen.
But also Kevin has micro penis syndrome too. So you don't.
Okay.
You don't,
all right.
You know how those bodybuilders, Chicky, they spend so much time and all that. You not both know these dudes, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to overcompensate for some. You know, work out to be strong.
I'd rather sit home and eat pizza. I feel better.
Yeah. I mean, work out to be tough. Like go to the gym, do work, jujitsu, whatever. Work out to be tough. But these bodybuilders that are just in love with themselves and the fuck them, you know what I'm saying? Who wants to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you hard, bro.
Hey, I'm not saying Kevin, but I've known the bodybuilders. I mean, you're gonna laugh because, believe it or not, as heavy as I was, as chunky as I ever was, I never had a problem of grabbing a girl. Never. I just never did. It was never my.
You got personality. You make them laugh.
That's right, laugh personality, and I swear to you, they used to tell me, listen, and I'd make them laugh, and I'd bust their chops, and I'd say, listen, and it'd come up like their old boyfriends or whatever. And I'd say, and we'd talk. And she'd say, I went out and I swear, I bet you 5 different girls told me this in a 3-year period. They go, yeah, we went out with these muscle guys. And they said everywhere they went, whether it was a restaurant, the guys are looking in the mirror. They're looking in the mirror more at themselves. I'm not saying Kevin because Kevin ain't that type. But the guys are looking at the mirrors. And everywhere they walk, they're flexing their arms. The girl said it was actually a turnoff. Like, every time they were like at night.
What woman wants a man that's more into himself than her?
Come on, exactly. Come on, what guy?
A Western mess. Kevin said you're the Rico Suave.
Kevin, you know I'm just kidding.
I wasn't, but I did all right.
I love you, Kevin. I love
two great kids. So I'm lucky.
He's half Ukrainian and half Polak. Chicky.
Wow.
What a mix, right?
Let me tell you something. As Chad said, Coda Street, in all fairness, the guy you're talking about is a relative, Bobby L. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, that's how he's talking about, the guy from Boston that walks up.
He did it.
People can Google stuff. I mean, I don't get involved in the semantics, but trust me, people ain't walking around.
My thing is this, though, right? I don't know the guy to judge him, but my thing is this, right? Whatever he did, he's got to live with that. Like, I'm just saying, like, in my neighborhood, when guys did that, I was just making a reference. You really couldn't go back to your neighborhood like that. I was just wondering how guys.
Now they do. I mean, believe me when I tell you, now they do. I mean, that's just because nobody, it is what it is. Times are changing. Like they said, the average Joe Schmo don't care, and that's just the way it is. They're not going to go to jail for messing with a federal informant. They're not going to do it. They're not going to ruin their life and go through 10 or 20 years. They're just not going to do it. So, like I said, that's why.
You guys, listen.
He came back with Chick. He came back with this. That's cool. He said, I don't talk to me. He doesn't have any clout.
If you think about it, children are taught to tell on people from when they're kids. The teachers, the government, tell on people, tell on your parents too. Tell on your fucking parents. So if you know what
happened to me?
If they could turn a kid against their own parents, to turn their parents in. I said
to my father, Dad, I'm calling the 800 number on you. He would have gave me a double boot in the ass up the stairs if I ever said that to my father.
For you, Rob.
A banana hammock? I don't need one. I already have I already have one. I'll
Yo, Bob, what's up?
But you're not my type. Sorry, Kevin.
Ricky, when does everything come to fruition? Like April? Do you know anything?
Friday, April 22nd, Boston. I go April 22nd, and then it's usually about 30 days after that. You call every week. It could be 2 to 4 weeks where you self-report. They'll tell me where and when.
What do you need from me? All my information to put me on the list?
Yeah.
Everything,
I mean, I'll get it before I go. I just take your address and your phone number, and that way I put you on my list.
Well, once he gets settled in and he gets himself a correctional counselor, they're going to give him his phone list. They're going to give him all that.
Yeah,
And let me know if you go to Coleman, then I'll come see you. I'm retired. I can come see you.
Where's Coleman?
Right near Ocala, Florida. You have to look for a little town. It's Central Florida.
They got a new thing now. I don't know if I would go to Coleman because they got a new thing. Usually they try to keep you within 500 miles or 600 miles from where you're from.
Yeah, but you got to remember. You got to remember though, Chicky. Your OC on your jacket.
Yeah. Next thing you know, they'll have me on a plane going to California or something.
Yeah, you might wake up in fucking Atwater in California. They like this movie. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know.
I hope to God they don't. I hope to God they don't.
Report too, so what are they going to say? Go to California, fly to California, self-report. I better drive there. I ain't going nowhere.
Nah, you're gonna self-report someplace close to your home. But once you go in there, you know they could diesel you.
Diesel therapy.
Diesel therapy.
Yeah, I'll be all over the country, and by the time I get home,
I don't know. You know what I mean? I hope to God they don't. But you know how it is with those people. If you get in a tug of war with them,
I hope I just blend in at some camp somewhere or some low.
Yeah, just leave me alone for a few minutes. Exactly. And there's a camp right there at Coleman. They have a camp there, a male camp. It's open. Yeah. So it's actually a pretty easy place to do time.
You think you might come to Philly though, Chick?
There's no place for him in Philly though. There's only
Fort Dix, New Jersey, right?
Fort Dix, yeah.
Yeah, Fort Dix, New Jersey. Canaan is in Waymar, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. I know where that's at.
Yeah.
Now you went to the penitentiary first in Canada.
I started. What are you talking about? For the bookmaking case?
Yeah, your first one. The first one.
I started off in MCC Manhattan, and then they took me to Canaan, and then and then my last month before I got out, they put me in a month down at camp, Canaan.
How was Canaan? Canaan was rough, huh?
Well, you know what? When I got there, it wasn't. When I got there, it was only open for 5 or 6 years. So it became a max after, but it was a low at the time because they were training guards there. Because Canaan only opened up in like 2000, 2001. You know, officially opened up. I wasn't there until 2006 or whatever. I think they opened 2001 or 2. Canaan was pretty new.
Yeah, we had an officer killed in Canaan.
Yeah, no, they definitely from what I hear, it was a gladiator. Before I got there, they said this, or afterwards, it was like a gladiator school.
Gladiator, yeah, it was. It became a real bad place. Really did. Real bad place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're in good spirits, man. I'm praying for you. I'm glad that you're wrapping everything up. And
like I said, I'm blessed as far as, like I said, it's a nothing thing. It's enough to get in and do some writing, get my mind and body right. And so, you make a positive, you make a negative to a positive, and like I said, I'm not worried about it. I think my daughters are older, they're married, they got their own husbands now, they got a little grandkid, so it ain't like I went in the first time when my daughters are 13 and 14. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot more stressful when you go in and you got kids. In the 13, 14, the biggest years that you got to be around.
You got to explain this to them, Yeah.
So, and I'm just blessed. Like I said, I wasn't stupid enough to get caught up where I'm facing 10 years or 20 years. And that's why, like I said, I bowed out and I just happened to be with this in the wrong place at the wrong time. But it is what it is, whether it was a year and a half or it was 10 years, I'd go do the time. I mean, either way, it don't matter. I got to do what I got to do. But
I don't think
guys today, it's different. They're like, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, the only thing is I'm not in nobody's shoes. The only thing I say over and over again, I don't care what anybody says, is why don't they see the writing on the wall prior to getting 20 years or 50 years or 100 years where, then you say, I'm not doing the time. I mean, I just don't, why do you get to that point? Like I said, I don't know.
We know why, because a lot of guys, man, they think that for some reason, like we really, even you and I did, well, not Rob, but we bought into that bullshit that, we still say true, we'll never read, but we were lied to, right or wrong. I mean,
100, yeah.
Like, it's just like now when I see all them guys in the club, right? And I see all these new jackets and I'm looking at them and the guy's been there for 3-4 months or guy's been there 5 years. And I'm like, dude, I've been here 40 years. Like, you're a good dude. Why? Like, you don't know what you're doing.
They got to learn on their own. You can't explain it to them, just like nobody could explain it to us.
Yeah.
And the guys that are older that were teaching us, and the guys that we were best friends with that were teaching us to life, they're the ones that end up either going to jail for life or becoming rats.
Yeah, man, or dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Chad said Chicky, the guy we're talking about in the hole for 3 years, they say killed the rat Whitey Bulger. No name's a good guy they say he was a good guy from Springfield.
A great guy. Yeah. I mean, allegedly, like I said, allegedly, he's a great guy. His brother Ty and Freddie are two.
Allegedly, yes.
Around our area, and they got split up prior to this happening. They were together. They got beef, with somebody else, and they split the brothers up. They got both life sentences, and they were together. They would have been together the whole time, but that works out. They got in a beef with a guy, and they split them up. So one brother.
Oh, Chick, your nephew's books on Amazon already?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
He wrote 4 different novels.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. He's getting sentenced.
Can we say his first name?
What's that?
Can we say his first name?
Yeah, I mean, it's public knowledge. Mike, you could say if you go on Amazon,
he's
you can
Michael.
What?
He's a Michael.
Michael, my last name. Yeah, he's
that's cool. Listen, so everybody in here, remember one thing.
Yeah.
We'll give a little shout out, a little prayer for Michael. We hope he keeps his head up. You'll be home soon, right? I mean, sooner or later you're coming home. You ain't gonna be there forever.
Yeah. He's
right now probably. I don't know exactly because when you plead guilty, but he's got a 2.5 in, and he's probably he's
sentenced. He's gonna probably get through probably 10 or 12. So he got 2 in. It's still gonna be probably 8 or 10.
And didn't even think about telling, did he?
No, I mean, like I said, I mean, he did
4 or 5 years before. I mean, the kids are anybody that knows him, a quiet kid. And that's another thing that makes me crazy is that the people on the street now, when a guy's away 2 or 3 years and he's doing his thing and he's fighting his case, you see how many friends you got now. And then you got these new people coming up and they love talking shit about people in jail. You know what I mean? It's like it's like nothing ever beats a drum, and it only stifles in you that. Boy, it's amazing.
You had to talk to you, like, say, a 20-year-old, 21-year-old chickie. Like, obviously, you in the Navy, you did a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Would you grab the kid and say, look, still don't ever rat, but remember what this shit looks like is not what it is, man. Go to work. Like, we all laughed at Bronx Tale, but the working man's a sucker. No, he's not.
No, that like I said, one thing I would do is I always appreciated my father.
And I always looked up to my father.
I would have treated my father. I always treated him good, but I think I would have treated him like I treated some of these gangster guys. You know what I mean? My father was a great guy. What I learned, like you said, that question you just said,
what I learned is it takes me to be a bigger, tough guy to go to work
every day.
Yeah.
I used to come home, give my mother the check on Thursday. She would give him his allowance for the week. She'd pay the bills. She'd buy the food. My grandmother and her would cook it in the kitchen. And my father was a baseball coach to us at night. He'd run I'll never forget it. At the time, we were back in the day when we didn't know cigarettes killed you. He'd have the cigarette going in the car, and there'd be 10 of us baseball kids in our uniform, the whole car smoked up, breathing in the smoke. We didn't know. And he'd be there till 9 o'clock at night with his work pants on, his dicky work pants with his boots, same clothes he wore in work. And he'd come and he'd go eat dinner, and then we go do our baseball, whether it was a game or practice. And at the end of the day, them are the people we should be looking up to. 100%, we should be looking up to guys like that.
I agree.
I mean,
if I would have grabbed you back then, I would have been shipmate, stay in the Navy. Like
I said, I did do that. I went in the military, and I tell you, I went. You know my story. I went to.
I know, but
imagine a 18-year-old kid. I'm in Subic Bay, Philippines.
Yeah,
you know what went on there. I couldn't explain what went on there.
You had some good time. People don't know, especially when you were there. You know what I mean?
And the Navy guy said to me, I met the ship in Guam, and they were on the water already like 100 days, and we were doing 101 day Indian Ocean, and I met the ship with like 2 weeks to go before 101 days, and I met him in Guam. They pulled in Guam for like a week, and then I met him, and the guy goes, "You don't know how lucky you are." And I'm like 17, just turned 18, and I go, "Why?" He goes, "Our next duty station, we're going to be in port for like 25 days in Olongapo City, the Philippines, Subic Bay." So
you better we used to load up on penicillin, motherfucker.
And we had the whole week we were sailing there to get there. We had more classes, like the doctors on the ship and the medical corps were like showing us pictures of shit that you wouldn't believe. This is the black cloud.
Yeah.
What's that?
And that's because you guys we're there. It's like I'm like, listen, I'm like, man, they really do that shit. It's crazy.
Do that shit. Let me tell you something. It wasn't just our ship pulling in.
They hand you condoms. They hand you all
pulling
that.
in. Yeah, we were pulling in with the USS Nimitz battle group
between
the
two baby.
We were pulling in with
back, Chicky. I love it. You're making me cry.
Hey, 40,000 sailors were pulling in, the Marines and SEALs within 25 days. And now this is the only money they got coming in.
And let's make it a payday weekend too.
No, never mind. Remember, them guys were just coming off the Indian Ocean. Never mind payday weekend. They had 2 months of money.
And money stashed in their rack.
Yeah, it was great. Listen to me. And Mike, guess what? You want to know some of the drinks? I'll tell you, it was in 1986. You want to know some of the drink prices? A beer. They used to have a thing called any of the stuff today, but Red Horse was beer. Red Horse, right?
Yeah.
1986, it was 20 cents a bottle.
20 cents a bottle.
It would probably been like maybe $1, 75 cents.
It's probably 50 cents now.
Whatever. Okay, they have this huge, like 5-gallon pitcher, and they named it some kind of juice, and it was a bunch of liquors all in there, and it would get you hammered like $2. You could listen to me. You could take a girl for dinner, one of these Filipino girls. You could go to dinner. God's honest truth. You could go to a good dinner, get a room for the night in a hotel, not a fancy hotel, but something okay. Decent. And buy her a dress. You know what it would cost you for the night? $40.
Yeah. The girls didn't try to rob you or nothing?
No. I mean, there was girls out there, but what it is the Filipino police and because I had to do shore patrol police a couple of the nights I was there because that was my duty.
I was a master at arms. I was
I remember you saying that in the chat or something one time. I remember that.
Master at arms eventually, but yeah.
The Filipino police used to kiss the military's ass, especially the shore patrol, because they don't want to lose that relationship because
money. They want that money.
Dollar they were making for like a couple months came from America. You know what I mean? From these ships.
Listen to me. When a Navy ship hits your country, your economy just got a large infusion of cash.
Listen, we pulled in. I had to see it because remember we used to have to put the uniforms on and stand shipboard. All of us standing around the ship.
Man the rails.
Okay, right. So we were pulling in, and I tell people this story, and unless you know about it, if you're in the Navy or you heard about it, we were pulling in the port of Olongapo City. Okay, and there had to be, I'm not exaggerating, outside the perimeters of the base on a long fence where they had to stand behind it, at least 3,000 Filipino women waiting for us.
Oh, yeah.
Dresses, because you got to keep in mind, they're up in their little hill towns and these little hillbilly towns waiting for us to come, and they put their best dress on and their best perfume.
They want to marry us. Yeah, their parents want us to marry my daughter here. They want to marry
America back in like 1987. I remember 60 Minutes did a thing on Olongapo City. When the fleet would pull out, do you know how many pregnant Filipino girls were left behind?
Birth rate.
Keep in mind how many guys were having sex without protection. Then they pull out. See you later. They don't care. You would not believe at the time. They closed the base now because it was so bad.
But the girls, were they having the kids too? Were they were having abortions? What did they do, Rob?
No, they had the babies. Back then, there wasn't the deal.
They had the babies.
What happened? Let me go ahead, Dickie. I'll tell you how they do it.
They're half American kids and half Filipino. Good-looking kids, half American, half a Filipino. They're on the streets right now, and their father they'll never see again, and no support, no nothing.
Never see again. Same thing. Same thing in Vietnam too. But like Philippines.
Same thing.
But like what they do now is like we went to Ireland. We were at the Philippines, but we ported in Ireland. We left. 9 months later, the mayor of Dublin sends a letter to the State Department. Our birth rate doubled.
Imagine that. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine?
Now they go like this. They go, okay, so they look at the ships that were there on the roster.
Yeah.
Right. And they narrow it down to whoever the suspect, whatever, unless the girl, this guy, whatever. Yeah. And they tell you, even if you're in the Navy, they just pull you in and they swab your mouth like they did to me.
Oh, there you go. You got the DNA.
Yeah. Okay. If you're out of the Navy, they send it to the state where you live, and then it's up to them whether to send you a letter to do it. Right. So most states go along with that because of deadbeat dad shit. So they did that. And if you came back that you had a kid over there, immediately that money's out of your check. You don't fuck around.
But let me tell you something, and you'll know what I'm saying because I'm sure you've been in this situation. But what I'm telling you, that's my first time out of the country. My
Yeah.
first 2 ports are the Philippines, Singapore,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
my
You had the
second port
best, man.
was Thailand, Bangkok, Thailand.
Oh my
That was the second
God,
port.
man.
So these are
I
2
love it, bro.
back-to-back ports. Okay, I'm
You
18 years old, just turned 18. I
you were
walk
the
in a
best
bar with my
company.
shipmates, right? I walk in the bar with my shipmates, okay? We probably walk in about 20 of us, okay? When
Yeah.
I tell you that I know what it feels like, not because of me, I know what it feels like to walk in a bar and feel like a piece of meat. When we walk in this bar, there had to be 300-400 girls looking at us, and you see the most beautiful girl you ever saw in your life. She comes over to you. You say to yourself, I'm in love. I never seen a girl like this. Another girl taps you from behind. You turn around. She's better than her.
Listen,
Like
guys,
being a rock
Chicky,
star.
Chicky, guys would get off the boat, get married, and come back on the boat. Did you
Yeah.
have clowns that did that shit too?
Yeah.
No
Do you know
way.
how many guys? Wait a minute. Do you know how many guys in a 25-day period fell in love with these broads and did the
Oh.
paperwork so they come over to? I was stationed at Pearl Harbor,
Yeah.
Honolulu.
Okay. Yeah. You had great
6 months later, I seen the girls walking around with the guys holding hands. They brought them here and married them.
You had great places, bro. You had great. How long were you in? 5 years or something? 4 years?
No, I did. It was. I ended up. I got hurt. Almost. The whole total was almost. I would have. Almost 4 years. If I didn't get hurt, it was a little shy of 4 years. They
You got
retired.
medically. I know you had to get medically
I would have
retired.
stayed in probably. I would have stayed in because
No,
I got out.
but you know what? The
I
4
was
years you
I got
had,
out when I was an E5. I was going to be an E6.
and you made rank quick too.
Real quick, yeah.
And the fact that you went in and you saw those ports in like 4 years.
No, but listen, them were the 2 crazy ports. I was all over. I went to Australia, Perth, Sydney, Melbourne.
You went all the best. Yeah, you were Westpac, man.
China,
Westpac.
the Westpac, Malaysia. I can name all the joints I went to. I mean, saw shit in the ocean, whales, sharks, dolphins. Forget 30-foot swell.
I tell these guys, I learned more in 2 years in the Navy than I ever learned anywhere, any classroom, any school.
Unbelievable.
So what was your best experience, Chicky? Like both of you, what do you think? Like, is there one common thing that every Navy guy like says, all right, I remember that more so than anything, or is it just because
for me, I got to be honest with you, it was 2 things. One thing was going to the different countries and how, believe it or not, it sounds crazy, but when you're in the United States, you smell the air. If you're in the Philippines, it's a whole nother smell. Not just where you are. I'm telling you, it's like each country has their own smell. It's crazy. The Philippines is a completely different smell than Honolulu was. I know that sounds crazy, but I just couldn't believe it.
No, I got you,
yeah. And also, I got to be honest with you. I was on a ship, which it was an attack oiler. It carried 10.5 million gallons of JP5 jet fuel.
Yeah,
how many gallons?
What was the name of the ship?
10.5 million gallons.
What was the name of your ship, Chicky?
USS Cimarron, AO-177 out of Pearl Harbor. It was an attack.
It was an ordnance ship.
Right. We used to pull in the middle of the ships of this USS Enterprise, the Westpac, the fleet, and we would essentially a gas station on the ocean, and all these ships. There's probably 20 ships in our battle group. Would do
the fuel rep. Right? You did the fuel reps.
Yep. On both sides, shoot the lines. I got pictures, unbelievable pictures, and like I said, it's incredible. In between the lines, in between the ships, you see sharks, going, and dolphins jumping the waves. I got
dolphins would follow the ship while you're doing replenishment.
Underway replenishment. That's what we're doing. 40 knots, rain, snow. It didn't matter.
Let me ask you something. What do you think, being in the Navy? Do you think that what were the similarities of you being in the Navy and being on a ship and being in the prison?
Oh, you know something? I'm glad you asked that, because I swear to God, before you even got it out the sentence, I was going to tell you. And here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Other than great food, because Navy, I don't care how long you're out of the ocean for, the food is incredible. Okay. And on Sunday, every Sunday, no matter where we were, we would have 4 hours with a ship in an anchor, but it would go slow and just be real in one area. Yeah. And on our ship every Sunday, from like 1 to 4, we would have a huge cooler, and we would have beer. People that weren't on duty could have beer. So many beers, you couldn't get all hammered.
Steel Beach picnics.
Ice cold beer. And you would be able to play basketball and fish off the fantail and eat the lobsters and shrimp. I mean, every night you ate a good meal, but Sunday
You
was
guys catching all that too? You were catching all that?
No, they brought that, but I mean, they were like
Okay.
guys catch fish. But no,
Yeah,
these guys here, they brought the best of the best. We ate every night the best.
Sunday you have a nice meal, steak and
sausage, shrimp, lobster.
You guys ever on submarines or anything? Or
No, here's the thing. Two things I'll tell you. So, anyways, so that would be on Sunday. So now here's the thing I want to tell you before in prison and that. Now, 101 days in the ocean. Picture this. No cell phones back then, so it ain't like now. Where you could get a signal from the satellite, and I'm sure there's phones that do it. But a lot of times, what I heard now is they shut off the signal where you can't just call anybody because they don't want nobody knowing where you are by satellite coordinates. They don't want to let you know where the fleet is. You know what I'm saying? You call
kind of operation,
right? But back in the day, there was no phones. So when you were gone 101 days, you were gone 101 days until you pulled in port. You didn't know if somebody in your family died. They were coming to get you in a helicopter saying somebody's sick in your house. Come on, what would it cost?
You had to do a Red Cross message, yeah, and it had to be sent to, yeah.
So two things I noticed. So anyways, with the prison thing, except for going out and getting fresh air, which you can look at the water, but as far as being in the same spot, it's the same exact thing. You don't have to put up with a lot of bullshit and really everybody gets, you guys, federal.
How was the air though on the ship? Were you guys claustrophobic or anything? Obviously I wasn't on there, so I'm just asking. I wondered.
Yeah. What's that? So what'd you ask?
How was it like? Did you guys ever feel like claustrophobic, or they put
no? Here's the thing. Well, see, no, because I could go out into the only time you can't go out on the deck at night is when it's at night, when it's black. You can't go out at night because if you ever got hit by a wave or flew off the ship, nobody even know you're gone. So they locked the doors at night. You couldn't go out.
Dog zebra.
All blackout. Right.
Could you ever feel the ship moving? Like,
oh yeah, my ship was
scary sometimes.
My ship was as big as an aircraft carrier. Okay, and picture now, at least from the deck up, you figure from the deck below was about 9 decks. Okay, 9 decks, and then from the deck up was a superstructure had about 10 like a 10-story building. That's how big it was. Okay,
gosh, man.
Now listen. We were as big as an aircraft carrier because remember, 98% of our ship was JP5 jet fuel, right?
Yeah.
Guess how many guys I had on my ship, and I'll tell you how many guys are on an aircraft carrier. Same size.
Well, I remember when I was reading and I watched History Channel.
Yeah.
Couldn't it be anywhere from 5,000 guys on the ship?
Right. On an aircraft carrier, there's between 5,000 to 6,000 men, women, and everyone, Marines and everything else. Okay.
Oh wow. On my ship there too.
On my ship. Big as an aircraft carrier. Guess how many guys were on my ship? Big as an aircraft carrier.
How many?
400.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because there was only us, officers and us that ran the crew at 400 guys. And out of the 400, 12 of the guys on my ship were a SEAL team. Every aircraft carrier's got many SEAL teams. But our individual SEAL team, right, was SEAL Team 7. SEAL Team 6 are the ones that were guys right out of Court Island.
They were from the West Coast. Yeah,
they killed Bin Laden. They killed Bin Laden. So they're like, but these guys, the guys who are on my ship, I got to know them, and that's another thing. The respect I got for them guys. We used to drop them guys off in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
I hear they're the best of the best, Chicky.
Listen to me. One guy's a doctor. One guy's a sharpshooter. They're all complete professional fighters.
Wow.
They can go in any octagon, any one of these guys, but they each have their own flair. One's a sharpshooter, one's a doctor, one's a navigation specialist.
Yeah, specialties. They have specialties.
They each have their own specialty, but they're well trained in all guns, everything, bombs. A bomb explosives guy. They come about the guys who were on my ship. There was 12 of them, and we used to drop them guys off in the middle of the Indian Ocean at night. And we would not pick them up till 4 or 5 days later. Imagine that? Yeah. No ship. 4 or 5 days later with just their equipment in the Indian Ocean.
I watched, man. That was crazy when
these guys. Listen, they're serious guys, and there's a ton of shows on the SEALs on YouTube or on Island.
And having them on an oiler because you have ammunition and fuels.
And not only that, God forbid we ever had a takeover for terrorists. They got 10 million gallons of fuel.
Exactly. That's
they blew us up. It would never happen though, because we had Nimitz and I believe it was a Constellation. We had 2 aircraft carriers, and each aircraft carrier had 96 jets plus another
20 helos. Put it this way, no ship could even get 100 miles from our ship without getting blown out of the water and getting an answer.
Yeah, it's
You guys,
protected.
when they fuel the planes, right? Do you guys like direct all that stuff too from the ship, or is that all just the air?
No. It's all the same. JPIFF. We put it into their tanks, and then they have actual like a gas station on the top of the where the sheds are. They have actual gas pumps where they pump.
When they fly on top of each other and they drop that hose, they're really filling it up and shit. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, we used to. I gotta send you some pictures so you know what I'm saying. But we had about 20. We had probably 20 lines on each ship, on each side, and the lines go across, and they're about 10 to 14 inches wide, and they're all going at the same time. 20 lines at that big of gas shooting to the carrier.
Yeah. Isn't it beautiful how you still remember all that?
Like it was not like it was 2 days ago, yesterday. You know, and I'm telling you, it was crazy because, like you said,
you're gonna think I'm corny, but you know what I used to do every summer?
What?
I used to go to Baltimore at the harbor, and they had all the ships docked there. And I used to take my daughter when she was little.
Unbelievable sight.
Walk through all the ships.
It's crazy.
Or something up. Yes, I just was always intrigued with it, man. I thought
Let me tell you something. You want me to tell you the guys that you get a lot of respect, and you got to go to psychological training before you even think of going on it. Imagine the guys on subs; they go 6 months underwater.
Yeah, you got to be like
months without seeing the sky, and then they're off 6 months. They go under 6 months, and they're off 6 months.
Yeah,
that's 6
that's
months.
all vacuum pressure too.
You do not come up out of the surface for 6 months.
Some of them stay out. Yeah, they especially
the nuclear subs.
What's the longest you've been out, Chicky? 100 days, you said?
No, I was in a ship, not underwater. I would never go underwater.
No, how long were you out on ship?
We were surface.
The longest 101 days.
Wow, that's still a lot of time. Dude.
Over 3 months, yeah.
We're surface Navy, Mike. That's what we are. We're not surface. Sub Navy's different. The aviation
night and day. Like I said, I went on
some guys get an extra $800 or $900 a month. They get an extra $800 or $900 a month in their check. Sub guys.
Yeah. Oh, and they deserve it. Believe me, they deserve it. I went on it was out of the water, but just a little superstructure of the nuclear sub was out of the water. You go down on a staircase and you go inside it for a tour. So you're still underwater, the ship, but you go down the superstructure. And let me tell you something. The hallways are probably no bullshit, maybe 2 feet wide. And there's just, you couldn't believe how many 2-foot hallways, and where they sleep, it's not comfortable. You got little racks hanging. And they got like a little room with a TV.
They have to share the hot rack. They have the hot rack. They share their bed.
You got first, second, and third shift. So when you're working first shift, somebody's sleeping in your rack. Now, my ship, it was night and day. We had 4 guys to a room, a bunk bed with a beautiful, put our clothes in a drawer and hangers with a closet, and then the superstructure where the captains and all the all the commission officers stayed. The friggin' captain and all the big shot officers had friggin' like condos, living room, dining room, a bedroom, looking over. Yeah, beautiful. It was staterooms, exactly.
Chicky, MB, he didn't block you. I doubt that. He don't have
no, I didn't. I know this. I like this MB. I didn't block him. They can come. I'll check, but I swear to God, I didn't block him. I won't block him right now. If I did, I did it.
No, you know what? Somebody said I blocked him. I don't even know how to do
it.
Matter
of fact, I talked to this person a long time ago. We had fun. She trolled me. It's fun though, and I didn't know at the time who it was, and I thought it was somebody else, and we had a quick laugh about it. Well, like I said, I have no problem with none of these people. I know some people don't like some people don't like others. I don't get involved in that. I really don't.
Who gives a fuck? You got real life problems and issues going on.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm leaving next month to go away to a festival. I don't worry about who don't like each other.
Hey, tell them like this. Hell, you motherfuckers don't get along. You know what? Go do my time, and I'll sit out here doing all that.
Oh, you know what I meant to tell you? I went to tell you this. I talked to a guy, and I don't know if you know this now, but I guess a lot of these guys in prison got tablets now. And they're watching a lot of these YouTube channels. A lot of these a lot of these gangs.
I just heard this thing. My boy.
A lot of these heavy hitter gangsters are watching these shows. They watch different shows and they comment to different people who they like, who they don't like. And a lot of people that have shows actually put these guys in jail. They can't, they're dumbfounded. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you're not lying.
I guess through this tablet you can get YouTube. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, they do that. Some of the places are handing the tablets out, and what's happening is like there's been several inmates that I've had, you know, that I worked at.
Yeah.
That I have my own. Yeah, I have my own YouTube channel,
Right.
and they would come in.
I'm sure you
They've
do that,
been nothing. They've been nothing but supportive of me. They're like,
Right. Oh
"Listen,
yeah.
everything this guy says is the truth." Yeah, it's cool.
You know
I
who
love.
they love. You want me to tell you who they love is MRE. Love him.
I love that dude, man.
No, I just did Angel. I just was tonight.
Who's MRE? I don't even know who is
Mob
he.
Rats
Rats
Exposed.
Exposed. What you doing?
Yeah.
Out in the street.
Oh, MRE
yeah.
Entertainment.
Yeah. We just.
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
I just was on the
yeah.
phone.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know her. Yeah, I know him.
I just was on the phone an hour with him and Angel Gotti. I just did the show. We were talking about movies, scary movies, and we were pissing our pants. Just now, I just got off the phone, like right 15 minutes before I came out with you
He's
guys.
funny, dude.
We were having a lot of pissing our pants laughs about movies, nothing else, just stupid movies.
Yeah, he's funny, man.
Yeah.
He's got him and the other guy are warm right now. I got away from all that. I don't
You
even care.
can't listen to me. And like I tried to tell my friend, I said, listen, you can't. Like the only thing I don't like if I say I do somebody's show and then I do somebody else's show. Listen, I'm just telling my story. I'm not going, oh, this guy. I know some people don't like this guy. I know people don't like that guy. But I go on shows and I get along with everybody. You know what I mean? I understand people in some chats, they don't want to go other chats and they're against each other. But, you know what I mean? For me, I only tell my story. I don't get involved in the semantics of it. I know people.
Say it, Rob, Tony Ravioli.
Chicky, listen. Chicky, please come on my show, and it's going to be the Stone Sailor and Chicky Sea Stories. We're just talking about Navy.
That's what I would love to do.
Navy shit. None of this mob shit.
Of me and Guam and
the original 5 families: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. The original 5 families. You understand? Right. So
and
let's talk
about shit that means something.
Yeah, and this is our gang sign. Look, the salute. Check it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we got to have sea stories, me and you.
And I'm telling you, people would love them. People would love them, you know?
Oh, man. Let's do it, please, man, before you go.
Listen, Mike, when we get off the phone, give him my phone number, okay?
Oh, definitely.
My personal number, and you call me anytime. I love to come on. And like I said, I'll shoot you pictures.
Sea stories, man. We're going to do sea stories.
And even ports, some of the shit that I came across in ports with women and with different things. Oh, my God, you die because you don't.
I know. Everything. It's time we tell it all.
Oh, unreal. But I'm telling you, for a kid, that's why it's so funny because, and I'm just being honest, like when I came home, I was 21, 22 years old, 23, whatever it was, and like, it's like, I couldn't even tell these stories to people because they were like, shit, or they wouldn't believe me. Like,
they don't believe you.
When I say this, you'll know right what I'm saying, but
they don't believe you.
I wasn't in the Philippines for a week. And I went and seen my first donkey show and my first. Yeah. Listen to me. You want to hear something, Mike? That's unbelievable. I'm telling you.
Yeah, tell me.
The only thing
he already gets me in trouble, man. People say, "Oh, you talk about girls with the Stone Sailor talks about all them girls in the Navy." I'm like, "And
that was my life. That was my old life. Why can't I have great memories?
I would never badmouth a woman, and I don't do it.
No, me neither. I loved every one of them. I loved every fucking one of them for at least a moment. For at least a moment, Chicky. At least 1 minute, I loved every one of them.
Yeah,
for at least 1 minute.
Trying to get back on with you.
I was committed to life for them for at least 1 moment, 1 second.
Okay, I'm back. Something happened. I saw a commercial started playing on my phone. But what I wanted to say is, like, we didn't have none on our ship. But there are a lot of women in the Navy, a lot of women on aircraft carriers, and they're wonderful. They're heroes just like everyone else.
Yeah,
but definitely. The truth, I met a lot of military women out at these bases, like Philippines. All the girls on the carriers all were there partying with us, and they party harder than sailors.
Yeah, a lot of
women, Marine and Navy women. Forget it.
Yeah. Because these Navy women end up sleeping with someone in their command sometimes. Someone in their own chain of command. See, like, we used to call it. Here's what we used to call it, Dickie. We used to call it a deployment wife.
Right.
When you go on a deployment, there's some girl that you have a connection with that you work with.
Absolutely. 100. Listen to me. Not only that, but I heard through the grapevine, and I never experienced, but 101 days in the some of the carriers and some of the destroyers that have women. Do you know 101 days? And guys were telling me straight out. Not only did they have that, like you said, a deployment wife, they had girls that were during pay periods. They were making money doing things with guys. You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah. Oh, remember I was a
Big
master
money.
arm. We had a
Certain women didn't
prostitution
care.
ring.
They were sneaking off
We
with
had
guys
a
and making big money.
Chicky, they had a huge prostitution ring on the
Right.
Theodore Roosevelt,
That's
on the Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Huge.
And who,
I can tell you about that. The prostitution ring. I can tell you about it. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it on Sea Stories.
But I want to tell Mike about this one in particular case, and we can do something on your show. But Mike, there's this thing where we go into a bar, okay, and what happens is you can rent out a bar for the night, okay. It probably cost you back then. It was probably now you picture you got I only had 400 guys in my ship, so even if 200 guys came out, it was my ship's bar. That was it. Unless we let you in, you weren't allowed in. Every ship had their own bar for this week's time.
You can regulate that if you wanted to.
Well, yeah, you could have anybody you wanted there, but it was like we would call up and say, okay, say a Club California, it fit like 1,000 people. We'd say, okay, the USS Cimarron wants to rent it out Saturday from noon till the next day at 2 a.m. So they would say, okay, with the booze, they would say with all the booze, everything included, and the women. They would have women coming from the mountains, right?
Yeah.
$500. Now that's in 1996. $500. And that was a lot. How much is that? A split up between 100 guys? It's shit. You're laughing at that much. Even if it's 1,000, what's it, $10 each? 100 guys, whatever it is.
Exactly.
So that bar belongs to us. Okay.
Listen, it's the best.
Everything's free. So we go in there, and along with all the crazy shit, they set up
$5 a
games.
piece, by the way. But go ahead.
They set up games for the sailors. Okay.
Well, like
listen to this.
Games or whatever.
Smiles,
like games.
Smile.
Yeah,
Smiles.
Games. Right. So
We're
they
talking about smiles, Chicky.
Right. No, first time ever seeing this. The first game I see, I'm in there the first time. And a lot of listen how funny this is. A lot of the people that would step in to do these games, guys, were like these guys from like North Dakota, you know, the hillbilly Yahoo, them kind of guys.
Those guys go bananas because they're fucking, they're so sheltered, you know. Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, right, on North Carolina, wherever, North Dakota.
They get turned out over there, don't they?
Right.
So what happened was this is one. Did you guys like?
Wait, I'm going to show you. This was one in particular thing they did. Listen to this. Picture this metaphor.
I already know.
Okay, they bring a guy up on the stage who's, like I said, Yahoo, hillbilly, right? And we're pissing our pants, right? I don't know what's going to happen. Everybody's going, Chicky, what? Just watch. So they have picture a grape, you know, them wooden grape that you squash grapes in.
Yeah.
You know, like the Italians, a grape, the
wine. That thing. Yeah.
They have a big one set up with a hole the size of a record, a 12-inch record cut out in the middle of the thing with nothing in there. They'd have a
Hong Kong basket.
Right. They'd have a Filipino girl sit Indian style in the bucket with a buchak sticking out that hole. You know, that's there, right?
Yeah.
Now it would be on three. It would be on, you know, like in a school park, you go on the swing and you twist it, and you're way up high, and then you let it go and it goes 100 miles an hour. Okay. Right. The basket would be on three, like in a schoolyard. The guy would lay on the stage, this hillbilly guy. They'd have it's called the fluffer. Some girl would come up, dance with a feather, touch his thing. We're dying. He's naked, nut job. They would lower the basket with the Filipino girl sitting in Indian style on his thing, and then they would cut the rope where it would spin 100 miles an hour, and the guy within 20 seconds would go, woo! Like you die, you piss your pants.
You're not lying. I heard when I was a kid, my boy used to say it's called a Hong Kong basket F, right?
Right.
Hey,
that's what I heard. That's a true story.
True story. Hey, I'm going to get into the donkey story.
We had a young Jewish kid from Connecticut, and I'm going, just go up there and lay down. We're going to spin her like a dreidel on your fucking dick.
Hey, when I left that bar that night, I said, I'm going to, if this ain't hell, I'm going there after this.
Wasn't it great?
Hey, and then it's so funny, but then you come back home and your boys are like, let's go to a strip joint and check out strippers. I go, buddy.
I know. And exactly. They don't realize it's like you already been to the mountaintop. You saw the promised land already.
Jesus
You can't go back. You can't go back. That's what I'm saying. You get turned out.
Hey,
you can't go back.
18 years old, laying in a hotel with 3-4 Filipino girls. I think I'm Hugh Hefner. Come on.
I know. It's the greatest. It's the greatest.
And they treat you. They all want to marry you, so that one treats you better than the other one. They want to. It's like I feel like a rock star.
Yep.
I know what it feels like to be like Motley Crue in their time, I guess, because that's what it felt like.
Listen, that's crazy though, because you know what? It's like that's why I'm so. Anybody who served, I stop every veteran every time with a hat. I go out of my way, man. Like, salute, thank you, Chicky, for your service too. You
No, don't believe me. Thank you for having. Like I said, I want to definitely go on
No,
my
but I'm
man's
saying,
show
like, just
and
for
talk
being
about
in the
other
military, people
What's
don't
that?
realize the sacrifice. And, you know, us as knuckleheads, I spent time doing dumb shit. I should have been over there with you guys, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like I said,
But
some
like
of
I
it,
said-
I mean, some of it, honestly, I mean, wasn't sacrifice. It was a lot of fucking.
No.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
And that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. Now, don't get me wrong. You got to do things. And if a war, thank God I wasn't in wartime. But if a war,
I was in the wartime. That wasn't fun. But
Yeah,
I
you
still.
were there.
I'm retired for life. But the guys, I'm very like I want to give a shout out to are the guys that are retired for life that have no legs and no limbs because they were blown off in these different wars. I mean, I see these guys from Vietnam, older guys in my neighborhood. They don't even have housing. They don't have it in the mind yet to go get help from the VA. You know, them are the guys you got to look out for.
We got to do better as a country for that, man. We got to do better for these vets.
And not only that, but I'm going to be honest with you, and he'll tell you the veterans is the VA takes care of their people. But here's the thing: when you get a veteran or anybody that was a veteran in any war, and they're mentally not sound and they're not on their medication and they're bipolar or whatever, it's hard to get them to a VA center to get help. They will not go. So when you see they're homeless, you're like, why are you homeless? You're a veteran. You can go. They'll put you up in a place. They'll give you housing. They don't know it in their head enough to go do it. You got to, you know what I'm saying? It's so sad.
Yeah, it's sad, and that's why I'm a cannabis advocate, Chicky. It saved my life, you know, and I know about cannabis and PTSD being a war vet. You know, I was an explosive detection dog handler. I was that, you know what I mean, in Baghdad, and it was fucking. It was no fiction, sure. It's a highly stressful environment. You're constantly not knowing when your last steps, your next steps, your last.
Not only that, when these kids come up to you, like I didn't go through it, but you might have. When these kids come up to
you,
you don't know if they're blowing up or they really want candy. You know what that stress has got to be like?
Yes. Remember, I had
these guys.
Thankfully, I had an 80-pound friggin' ass-eating German Shepherd that was a bomb dog.
That's unreal.
But still, these kids wanted to come to the dog. My dog was mean as hell. So I'm like, get away.
But they don't understand. You know, they think it's just a sad thing.
Yeah, it was.
It's crazy in Baghdad because you never know if one of them little kids is wearing a bomb. Like
that's what I'm saying. And look at what Vietnam has taught us. You see the movies. Fucking guy wants to shine your shoes. Next thing you know, you're in body parts laying around.
Exactly. Yeah, they did a lot of that booby trapping stuff.
That was a big thing in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's crazy that you guys said that. Hold on.
So at the end of the day, like I said, I mean, we all have our daily bullshit problems, but this thing on YouTube, these people who don't like, how can that possibly phase us after everything we went through? I could give a shit, you know.
Do you have a channel, Chicky?
What's that?
Do you have a channel or no?
No. What happened is, I'll be honest with you, we had a channel a couple of years ago, and we're gonna build one again. But I'm just gonna wait till everything gets done with the legal shit, and then I can come on strong. But we were gonna be huge.
You follow my channel.
Yeah, what is the name of your channel? I'm gonna start following it tonight.
The Stoned Sailor.
The Stone Sailor. Okay, I got it right here. The Stone Sailor. Okay.
Remember,
I represent the military on my vest.
He's got it.
Of course.
He loves.
There's that vest.
That's nice. That is a nice vest.
Very nice.
And then you know, you gotta also because if
I bet you every patch on that vest gives you a different story when you got it.
You gotta have your support patch if you're from Philly.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
That's that nation patch. But
that means something. I mean, you know what I mean?
Those are the ribbons. Those are like our ribbons.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Absolutely. No different.
What you got? You got your sea service ribbon.
Yeah. No wartime. But I mean, other than that, I got the going across the equator. A couple of the sail, the Navy ones.
Go back.
Yeah.
You got the expeditionary.
From
Southeast Asia expeditionary, whatever.
Yeah, I think. Let me just think. I think I got 6 or 7, regular ones. But I mean, if there was wartime, you forget it. You got a bunch of them,
And you were gunner's mate.
Yeah.
And you were working on.
I was gunner's mate. Gunner's mate 2nd class, and I had just took the first E6 test. But I mean, I would have probably had to go. Usually 5.5, 6 years. You're good. If you do good, you'll get E6.
Yeah.
About 5.5, 6 years.
Like this one. Look, blood
What's
makes
that?
you related. Loyalty makes you family.
Here you go.
Like, look, everybody says,
Now
"Oh,
it's hard.
he ain't
It's
no
a little
biker."
harder to make E6 now. You're not going to make it as
Oh
fast.
no,
as
I'm talking back in the day, like in the '80s. It's different now.
That's when they were. Yeah, that's when Reagan was trying to build up, and it was a good time to be in.
Yeah, like I
Reagan,
said,
Reagan gave a lot of pay raises to the military. No.
I
yeah,
love
and
the
you know what?
military,
Let me
man.
tell you something. A guy getting full time. I mean, a guy getting 100% is no joke a month. I mean, yeah, you still, it's just to know that all your main bills and mortgage, car, whatever it is, all your top bills and your food for the month is paid for, and then whatever you do on the side with a book or channel, whatever, it's all free and clear. That's
Yeah.
huge. It's where you don't have to worry about, your, and like I said, throughout my whole, when I got divorced, I had my kids full time, and plus, I was making enough where, I didn't even argue. I gave the mother the child support. I was with my kids 5 days a week. She had them on the weekend, but I still gave her the child support. And, it just was the way it was. And we became we're good friends today. And now my kids, the thing is, it's tough because a lot of parents that are divorced don't get along. And it's really a shame because in some cases you just can't get along. They do crazy things to each other.
man.
But
Spills
if you
over.
can keep it peaceful, I'm telling you, when the kids get older, they appreciate it. They really do. So if you
My
can bite
son's
your tongue,
my son's 15. He never even met his mom, and he has
yeah,
no urge
see,
to.
right.
And I
But
never
I'll tell you the
told
truth, in
man.
a situation like that, rather than meet somebody that might not really go good, maybe he's better off just being with you and not meeting her.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, sure. That could definitely be. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Good stuff,
So,
man. Good
at,
stuff.
at the end of the day, life's about respect, man. You got to do your thing, Chicky. And to be honest, that's why I wanted to tell you. If anybody's gonna be mad at you or anybody for what you're doing,
Nah,
man, let them
yeah,
hate.
that don't right.
Because I mean, seriously, like you got to do what you got coming up and shit is like it's real
Right.
reality check. Some
Yeah,
of these
man.
people don't have nothing going on. Like they
No,
just
and then the ones that have nothing going on are going to be the haters. I mean, there's haters here in the town I'm from. Okay, I mean, I get going on now, but the town I'm from, there's haters that they want you to have nothing going for you. These guys are driving around, they have nothing going for them. They're driving their parents' car, and they're the ones that are going to pull up on you and try to abuse you at a stoplight because I'm under a federal indictment. What do they want me to do? And then when you do say something like, "Hey, buddy, enough's enough, pull over," they want to take out their phone and start filming you and put it on Facebook that you're abusing them. So I mean, this is the genre of supposed to tough guys you got today. Not only did when you confront them, they want to take out they take out their phone like it's a gun and point it at you and start filming you.
man, listen, I mean,
I don't understand it. I grew up in
it's crazy though, bro. But at the end of the day, you just what you got going on, man. God bless you, man. Because you got some serious shit coming up, but you'll be all right, man. I'll be riding with you.
I already know you're going to be all right, man. I'm not even, I'm putting that out to the universe, man. I have a good feeling you're going to be fine. And definitely, man.
He's gonna come out like the Hulk. He's gonna be all shredded and shit.
He's gonna, well, he's got nothing to do but take care of himself in there. So he could, his weight, he can get exercise, get his health under control, and walk that yard and just read books. Chicky, right?
They always say that God sits us down for a reason. For some reason, I don't know why, but that's supposed to be like the best time when you have. I'm not saying there, obviously, but to reflect, it's one-on-one, and I don't know. I've always heard that.
I don't want to see I don't want to see anybody have to go there to reflect. But you're going, and you make the best of it, Chicky, and work on you, and I just know everything's going to be all right, man.
You go, bro. Straight up, we're here for you. Whatever you need.
Definitely. You there, Chick?
I don't know if his audio went out.
Oh, his audio probably went out. Yeah.
Were you getting tired over there, big guy?
Yeah, it was a good show. It was a good.
Yo, you guys got to do a show together, man.
Oh man, we are just see stories, man.
I just want to sit and watch and hear all the
stories. Man, he made me light up, man. I was lighting up. He was telling me because he was the way I didn't see his face, but I'm living it. Like I know what he's talking about. So vicariously, I'm reliving it. And I'm just like, and I'm seeing it. He's seeing it from an 18, 19-year-old. And those are the best places in the world. I mean, you're going to friggin' for an 18, 19-year-old, you're in Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? But Oh man, it was a great time, man. It was.
They were trying to like put me in something because he was doing channels and I defended him one time and then he went on a dude's show and I'm like, man, look, like nobody gives a fuck. It's real life shit going on, man.
Yeah,
Like,
only
you know
that.
what I mean?
I don't even address that.
Tony Rigatoni, Joey Bellotti.
Yeah, I don't get involved with that crew, man. I stay out of that crew, man. If they want to come on the show and shoot the shit, I'm cool with that.
I'm done with all that. I don't even care about none of it, man. For real. Shit.
Definitely. So yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, bro. It was nice,
brother. Everybody hit the like, subscribe.
Send me Chicky stuff. Yeah, hit the like and subscribe. Definitely. Send me Chicky number. I want to do sea stories with him, man.
Everybody, God bless. Have a good night, man. Take care. All right.